at Mott, it's still, I think, predominantly is if there's one discipline that dominates, it's civils, I think.
Yeah, no, I think Jason was saying that like UNA Energy is only 10% of the profit of UNA.
Yeah, but it's probably only 5% of the people.
Not really. Yeah, fair enough.
You get my drift.
Yeah. No, but what I'm just trying to say is we make our money on civil work.
No, I thought I was told it's on quantity surveying.
No, I don't know. All right, we'll just wait 5 more minutes for George MM. If he's not here by 1:15, we will commence. So Shai, if you can just find out if he's having network problems or.
Where are you? Are you in gaps now with the bereavement and the lockdown being lifted? Are you in gaps today or up on site?
No, I'm in gaps.
Oh, you're in gaps. No, it's fine. I was just there's no hidden agenda. It's just a genuine question. I see the moiety has surfaced.
Yeah. Mr. George, I've got an objection. You can't use the client's mask. You haven't declared it as a gift through the system, so we can consider it as a bribe. The client is bribing you, yes. Ask our fellow consultant up in Pretoria. Nah, I don't know what they're doing, but they must keep. They're too much in the press. They were involved with Mr. Julius in what's it, Polokwane there. They must be 100% kosher.
Well said.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Where are you now? Where are you, in a luxury lodge there? Looks fancy. Mm-hmm. Are you at Pew now? Where are you? Where are you now?
Physically.
Okay. Because I'm not seeing social distancing. The distance between you and Batman next door to you is not 1.5 meters. 0.5 meter. No, minimum 1.5, 2. We must check the checklist that L&T produced. Otherwise, we must find them. The checklist for the COVID checklist. What does it say about social distancing? Yeah, I'm not seeing 1 to 2 meters there. Otherwise, I'll get WhatsApps from Mr. George MM saying, well, why is Mott allowing this type of stuff? What's Mott doing? It's good to laugh, Mr. George. All right, are we good to start? All right. Mr. Lutz, do you? I'll take the minutes with Jake's.
Okay.
Jake's
all right. All right. So I see George's take off the video so we can save the internet. Yeah, today 18th, 10 o'clock, dot 201. Welcome everybody on the online meeting. Last one was about 10th of March or so. so it's a long time ago. I think Jakes and Dean just make a note of who's present. Also, I'm just.
Should I share the minutes from last year, Mr. George Lutz?
No, look, I'll do those minutes just now. I'm just running through. I've got the agenda in front of me, and then I'll put the. Yeah, I think you can share those minutes, Dean. I'll lead the meeting on.
Yeah.
On the.
I just want to get the attendance. I just want to get the attendance. So with it's George MM. Who's with you, Mr. George? Is it Harry? Shabir.
All right, so it's a full contingent.
So it's George, Harry, Shabir, Mr. Makuretsa, and there was another one.
Patrick was there.
Yes. If you can just type the name, if you can just all type your names in the conversation, then I'll get them all from there. So if you can all put your name in the chat history of who's present, then I'll just pull them off there.
All right. Right. Let's move on. Who shall we take as apologies? Are there any ones we need to list? If it's quiet.
Good morning, Mr. Lutz. You can mark my attendance also. Rajan Bansal from LNT.
Oh yeah. No, look, I saw you coming in, Mr. Bansal. I was like waiting. I was, I was very conscious you're in on the call. No, we'll catch it. Thanks very much.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. So George, there's nobody. Molawasi is the usual suspect, or do we just leave him off? Because you've got, with Mompati is probably also wants to be an apology, I guess. All right. I'm going to move on to 1.3 or 1.4 safety moment. I'm not. I think this, the whole COVID thing is huge. I'm not sure, L&T, whether you want to have anything specific. I just want to perhaps mention that just overnight we got a report on lot 403 where a guy's finger was injured and he was taken to hospital with with members. The tower erection wasn't being done as it should be. So I'm not sure, Shabir or Hari, whether you or Patrick, whether you want to say anything more in terms of safety. To me, it's ongoing. I've noticed in Jake Stapelo's latest report, with the pictures, I saw, for instance, I think those oil catchment tanks with being open, and they're about 3 meters deep. I didn't like seeing that. So yeah, I think L&T, yeah, speak for yourselves if you want to do a safety movement, that you've prepared something specifically, or what's let's say topical, as I've seen, because those images I saw from Tapelo is not the first time now. That's what I'm not comfortable with. I'm not Yeah, I'm not understanding or hearing properly what whoever's trying to say it. All right. All right, and just quickly also, because I think it had a real risk, is I was very concerned at that that cable slab or cable string slab, which cracked or so. What that really worries me, because if that thing was to collapse under a person, he would really get hurt. There's no doubt in my mind. So I think Jakes, you just come in. Are there any like serious safety issues that you've observed of late that I haven't mentioned? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. L&T. All right. And the 132 kV tower foundations, I see they're busy with those. Are those also barricaded? All right. Okay. Yeah, Hari, I think you know by now that if needs be, I can write very serious emails and stuff like that, but I don't want to do that. So it's constant. I think we have given you credit for all the COVID-19 measures you've taken. Thank you very much. So they are recognized. It must have been a huge effort to put that in place quickly. All right, I'm gonna move on then. Reviewing and signing of the previous minutes. I think last time even we said 23 was minutes number 23 was accepted. Going to move through to for signing, and I just want to know we've drafted 24 that was attached, which Dean's got on the screen there. If anybody's got any material corrections that they want to do, then they've now's your time to speak. Otherwise, I think we want to take them from draft to final, and then after next time's meeting, they'll get signed. And I think we'll also chase up with Jimson. I think if it's the same on the other contracts, we virtually there. Hari, I think speak, or Shabir. On the other ones, Jimson had them up to 23, and I think they're sitting with the PMO. I'm not certain on this contract. Has anybody do you know the status? Otherwise, we'll just make it Jimson's action.
We have received till MOM number 13 only, sir. From meeting.
Only up to number 13.
Yes. The signed copy we are having.
All right. No, then. All right. Okay. No, then we'll make it. We'll go up to 23 at least.
But another question, Mr. Lewis, is what number have they signed up to?
Meeting number 13.
I think Jimson would know that, but isn't he saying number 13? Because I think it was minuted up to number 7.
No, the previous minutes said the chairman mentioned that Jimson Lekanen confirmed that all the pending unsigned MMMs have been signed by himself, representing the EC. Such partially signed copies were at the PMO's office. The PMO confirmed having copies and indicated he would sign and dispatch them to L&T later in the day for L&T to sign, following which formal signed copies would be distributed by email. So
yeah, you see, that's exactly as I recollected, Dean, because I've got them. You got them on the screen, but I also got them here big in front of me on it. So yeah, I think Dean, what we must let Jimson chase that one up because he's in Gabs. I think Mr. Bonsall is based there as well. So let's get that done because I mean Jimson can sign for us. I think Mr. Bonsall can sign for L&T, and then the PMO or BPC must sign for themselves. Okay, I want to.
I'll check this in there. I think I've signed some minutes. I just need to see if they are somewhere between myself and the BPC. But I'll follow up and I've taken those of the issue.
All right, because I think it is important. You know, I was just thinking of the. It's a bit of an aside, but I was thinking that issue regarding the tower numbering on the other lot. You see that it wasn't. If something's not captured in the minutes, it actually is important. So the minutes do serve an important purpose. I'm going to run through now under matters arising, and in other words, I'm going to take item 24's, meeting number 24's minutes in front of me. The 2.1, that fouling pantograph disconnector clamps, has that been fixed? Because we looked at it and said, look, I think you can just cut it off and cold galvanize it. Has that been done? All right, thank you. Thank you, Harry.
have you seen it done, Jakes?
All the line feeders. It was on MAWANA node, then it's all done for the pantograph.
So is it done on all the line feeders?
Yes.
And are these pantographs or any other feeders?
No, those 3 feeders with the problem. So it's sorted. And we have tested.
I think it's the bypass isolator.
Yeah. So we can say it's done.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right. I'm just going to make a remark because I think the feedback we've got was we were saying L&T, you must have your own snag list and record defects and fix them. What we've had, the feedback we've had was that there seems to be resistance from L&T side to do that and say, look, the only people who've got to do a snag list is BPC and the EC. So if that is so, I'm just telling you, you're playing with fire. But you know, we can't force you. But you know, the time of reckoning will be when we do the formal inspections. So I'm just making that remark. I sensed whether it was from Mr. Tapelo or whether it was still from Lucas, but I sensed some resistance from L&T because we said, look, guys, if you see something as L&T, you should have your own internal snag list, and you tick them off, and more or less said, we're not interested. and I'm just saying to you, the old man is saying to you, you're playing with fire. The inspections are coming. I did see Hari sending an email. I didn't even look at it. I just saw it coming in as to what he's been doing with the snag list, really, on the civils. I'm just, I'll decide whether I actually want to look at it more carefully. I think it was very much in the context, my reaction in the context that L&T is saying we won't have our own snag list. We'll just work with the BPC and the EC one. So enough said. I was just wanting to get that off my chest. The next thing was the barricaded towers. You said that's fine. The record keeping, I think, is quite good. I think I just want to make the remark from what we've seen from Mr. Shabir and Jakes Tapelo. It seems to me as if the recording of what's been commissioned and tested and stuff seems to be good, really good. I'm commending you on that one. Really just it's just wanting to emphasize it, because eventually I think you realize this is a big job. Yes?
The issue with just to take you back a bit, the issue with the snag list, we have discussed it in the meeting, I think, sometimes in April during the lockdown. And I think the understanding was L&T and their subcontractors will do the snag list, and they will then come back to us when we need to know what are still the snag list between them and the subcontractors. We can just have that information so that we do not repeat the same inspection and having to record them. So I think it was clear that they will do it, unless if there's still a resistance for one reason or the other. And they are here, they can speak for themselves. So that we know that we do not, that if that matter is closed, they will do the snag list. And when we want to see the snag list, and if an issue is noted, we do not have to report on it because they would have captured it.
Weekly basis, we are sending the snag list. It's of the BPC, EC, and the EC construction monitor. Everything we have added that one, and few. I can say that 2 or 3 L&T snag list only in that list we have added. This week we are adding extra sheets in the same Excel sheet, and in that one we are going to add what we have given to our subcontractor. Those all snag list we will add in that list, sir, so that we can monitor those things also with status. We will give that one. So this Monday list, it will be with our snag list also. It will come, sir.
All right, George and Hari, thank you for clarifying. I think if that's how it happens, that's how it should happen, and I'm comfortable with it. It gives me a lot more confidence, because I'd like the job to be 99.9%. When it is inspected finally, you see. So yeah, no, thanks George for also assisting my memory there on it. And Hari, you should have spoken.
So Mr. Lutz, can I say that it is happening?
Pardon, you speaking? I'm not. It's not very clear, my line here. I'm not sure what was said or what. Yeah, just perhaps repeat. I'm not completely with it. As to, I heard Hari very clearly. I heard George very clearly, but this last thing I didn't catch. Just help me, please.
Concerning this, Shabir was confirming that the discussions was held on the 7th of May, and that's where the agreement was made.
Okay, all right. Okay, no, then I'm just going to move on.
Sorry, Mr. Lutz. can I just jump in there? It's Dean.
Yes, of
So we
course,
can
Dean.
just
By all means, jump in any time.
Yeah. So we can just confirm that L&T are keeping their own snag list.
Yeah, and it's available for perusal at any time.
Okay.
All right. The next item I'm focusing on is the method statement for the EarthMat. We're getting feedback from I think Jake's also said to us, look, that'll happen. The EarthMat isn't complete yet, but we are keen to see the method statement. You know, I just want to know how it's to be done, because it's such a huge mat. And then I think these days there's all sorts of fancy tests people do with fall-off potential for step voltages and stuff like that. So we'd like to see that one. We haven't seen it. Do you want to volunteer a date, Hari?
Resistivity, what we did that one, whatever we have completed the earthing, for that one, we did our own internal resistivity test for our reference. Without, obviously, we have not completely finished the earth. Without boreholes, we did one test. After that, also, we just touched it with the boreholes. We added some points, and we again tested for our internal reference. But the final testing will be done once the all earthing is connected, all fencing earthing is connected. Then we will do the final earthing test one. So for that one, we will submit that one, sir, report, meta statement.
Yeah, I'm just we're at the 19th today. Yeah, we're at the 19th. If I give you say 2 weeks, Hari, say today in 2 weeks, would that
by 30th we will give that
one? Hari, I want the method statement. I know you can only do it when it's complete.
So by
I'm
30th
suggesting
we will give
to
the
you by pardon?
By 30th we will give the meta statement, sir.
Oh, all right, good. No, that's fine. Thank you. I was going to give you till the 3rd. All right. Yeah. No, Hari, why I'm keen, you see, is if there's something we're not happy with, you see, then it gives you time to do it. And that's, you know, so that's why I'm just saying, Jake's, is the talking and the marking of bolts on, is that ongoing? That when we, you know, that is being done. I think it had to be redone because the stuff washed off. Did that happen? Is it complete? Hari, speak otherwise, please.
Oh, that's okay. The making was done and was completed when they wanted to carry.
All right. Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Okay.
The next item is I'm very worried with, because in the back of my mind, if I see something is wrong, I'm always obviously conscious of probably how difficult it is going to be to fix. That next paragraph talks about the rusting. Now, I remember seeing last time I was on site those marshalling kiosks, you know, was rusting, and it was rusting underneath, like where the material was folded. What's happening there? Because I more or less said to you, you know, we could almost say to you, take them away and bring us new ones. You know, it would be very harsh. And I think I mentioned in some correspondence that, yeah, I did hear, for instance, like Zinga. Tell me about those the rusting panels outside, you know, and I think there's 1 or 2 other places where Jake's has also you know, noticed rusting, which is a bad sign.
Sir, see, here we are dividing 2 parts. One is the rusting of the washers of the earthing connection washer. Yes, we have found some few earthing washers in 132 kV area which was rusted. So what we did that one, we have removed all the washers and we are keeping new washers, sir. So like how we are doing the zinc paint tinning now for the complete earthing, that same team is replacing all the washers wherever they're finding that one washer is rusted or it's not good also. That is one part we have immediately taken action and it's going on, sir, already. And coming to the
Okay.
boxes, yes, few of the CT, JBs, and those what is that one canopy? The canopy portion is a little bit rusted, and it's after that when rainy season came and it's the rusting color is came inside the outside the box. That was we found in the all the boxes, few boxes, sir. So what we are doing that one, we are removing the complete rust. We are going to remove that one, and we will do the fresh painting and everything for that one, sir. So for the removal
All
of
right.
rusting also, actually I forgot exactly that name, sir. Some W80 or something, some material is there. We have checked in builders wall, it was not here, sir. So we are bringing that one. We'll bring and we'll clean everything, all 132 kV and 220 kV. Then we'll move to 400 kV, sir. This activity is going to start after this shutdown, sir. Like that we have
All
planned.
right. Yeah. Yeah. To me, Hari, why I'm so worried is because it's a difficult one because obviously the fabrication wasn't so good. I'm not an agent for Zynga, but I'm told it is very good. That's why I think that we must also put like something that reacts chemically to prevent the rust, let's say, from continuing or reoccurring. I think that's really what worried me so much was that it was like where the material was folded, it went into, it was like hidden, that you would really battle to get to it. So that's why I'm so concerned about it, as to to get it right, because it makes a very bad impression if it's rusting. So yeah. All right. Thank you. Yeah, with the measures you're taking, recognized with replacing washers and stuff like that, that's fine. The difficult one to me is those panels, is those marshalling kiosks. I think that's the one you're going to have trouble, and we've seen it. So I'm focusing on it. It sounded to me from Jake's report as if BPC's people are witnessing the testing now, commissioning, code commissioning, which I'm comfortable with. Is that correct? They're there?
Yeah, that is correct. They have been here for 2 weeks. That is from last week.
All right. Okay. All right.
Yeah, we've got Lali here and I think Gabriel is here.
Yeah, along with Lali, sir, two people were there. Along with Gabriel, one person was there. Total 5 people are there at site, sir.
All right.
So almost
that's good. Thank you very much.
Yes, 132 kV we have completed, and 220 kV we have completed, except ABB relay that is now is going on, sir. And 400 kV all relays testing is completed except bus bar, and SCADA is not yet done, sir. So by this Saturday, the final signing will happen on the test reports. So by that time, we will left with 400 kV SCADA and 400 kV bus bar testing, sir. Remaining everything, we are going to show it to BPC.
That's good. Look, I'm my feeling, let's say subjectively, Hari, is the commissioning work is well in hand. I get good reports. Let's say report back. I've got confidence because we've got Jake's there. I think I have a measure of NR's people and their equipment. I'm happy that the BPC is there now. So to me, it's going well. What is interesting to me, and correct me, is it sounds to me almost as if so far there's been, let's say, set up things, but there hasn't been really any defect on the NR equipment. The relays and stuff like that. Everything sounds to me that it's from NR's perspective, the equipment is good. there's no, let's say, latent things that have been found. There are things that Jakes is reporting, let's say, in terms of how it's been configured or interlocking, but for the rest, that it seems to be performing well.
Sir, yes, further to this, we have not found any damage in any of the relay or something also. And also the testing is going very smoothly, and whatever the functionality is there, any extra functionality is there also, whatever Lally sir is asking, we are clearing all the queries. He is giving, he normally at the end of the day used to give 1 or 2 points. We are showing next day we are clearing all the points. So at present there is no open point also, and we are clearing all the points, sir. Further to this, I want to add 2 more points in this one for the SCADA testing. One is we are going to give a SCADA training, CRP and SCADA training to all BPCs. That was discussed with Mr. Lally and team and Mr. Gabriel and team. So that we are going to propose in this week, and that training will be after the Dukwi shutdown. That is of 6th of July, like that we will give the testing training proposal, sir. CRP SCADA, including we have received the Omicron kit. With that Omicron kit, we will give the practice on the relays also, sir. We are going to give that one.
All right. I'd like to have come along as well, Hari.
And the second point is that one, sir, along with SCADA, CRP SCADA, we have received few laptops. Those 2 number laptops are there. So 1 number laptop, we have, Mr. Lally has requested to hand over that one. So during the testing, we have given that laptop. So the handover process, we are starting whatever they were requesting, we are giving that one. And we'll put in the documentation and we'll submit to BPC and EC and PMO.
Obviously, Hari, with PCs and stuff like that, the documentation is so important, because they, like safety PPE, they grow legs.
Be careful. We are project team. There's the EC. The people that are on the system, even if they're specialists, none should come here as police to directly over to them.
That's right.
We need to get this is
George, fading completely here.
Sorry? I'm fading.
No, you were fading. I couldn't hear a thing you were saying.
What I'm saying, Mr. Lewis, is we should not give these things to people without following the proper process, especially the issues like PC. What we should be doing, we should give this to us, we should give this to BPC IT, they should record it as it's a BPC's asset and be able to hand it over to the relevant person, so that whenever there's an exit from that person, he resigns or anything, they know where to get it. They must give it the number. So let's be careful what we do. We should not, no person must take this type of equipment without us knowing.
Exactly.
All right, don't hand it over to us, hand it over to us. Then we give it to BPC IT. They must then be able to know the licensing issues that are there, to capture the license that needs to be always updated, because it's 2 years license. They must record all those licenses that are required.
Okay, sir. Yeah. So we have noted this point. So whatever now we are doing the testing with that laptop, we are going to take it back now again today. Okay, and we'll keep it with us. Once BPC will accept, and we'll give that one.
Yes. Then I'll get IT to deal with all these.
Okay, because we have uploaded all the softwares, and we want to show that one with this laptop you can do the testing and other things. So that that laptop is certified with for the testing works. That thing we have already completed. So we will take it back, and we will. If you can give the confirmation to whom we have to hand over, we are ready to hand over.
I think we must do the project through.
Okay, sir. So this is very clear that one, for any equipment we are not going to give any of the BPC person until unless projects team will give a confirmation to us. Okay, sir. Sir, this.
Yeah. I'm very much in support of what George said. I think your routine, let's say, like you've done, that you show the BPC guys, look, everything is working, that it works with the kit, on it, and then you show it and you take it back, and then you hand it over very, very formally to what I'm going to call the PMO, and then the PMO can internally distribute it to that's the procedure to the Mr. Lullies and stuff like that of this world. Okay, so yeah, no, thank you very much.
Mr. Lutz, what I may ask for, especially IT equipment, if we can get the licensing that have been procured, and if there's any licensing that exists for that laptop, have been procured, who has it been procured from, when are the expiry date of the licensing, and the contact details should be.
Yeah, we will do that.
And at least the specs of the computer.
Sure, sir. We have already installed software in that one while doing the testing and other things.
Okay.
So we will show you, we will give you the details when it's going to expire, once the license.
Yeah, what we will do also, I think, Mr. Makuru, is let's keep in touch with BPC IT, tell them of the expected laptops, and for them to take over, what information do they want, so that if there's any form that comes from BPC, to hand it over to them, and we can do it. We can give that information. But then we must identify also whether it belongs to protections, or is it any other team within BPC. What software there, and it's for SCADA or is it for protection team? So we need to be clear.
Sure, sir. Sure.
So that
and one more point on this one. While we are going to give a training, CRP SCADA. Okay. Do you want us to give with the same laptops which came from NR or somebody, or we have to give with our laptops? We are ready to give with our laptops also, and the new laptops also, because we have installed the softwares and everything.
That's fine. You can use the new laptop.
Okay. Because they will be used to it.
Yes.
What are the softwares are
No
there
problem.
and everything. Okay.
At least we can test and see that with our laptop it works.
Okay, sir. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Luke, sir. This point was clear to us now. Okay, sir.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Look, I'm going to take the last point on page 5 of 14 just before I move on to 3.0. It had, and because it's safety, that's why I'm focusing on it. The danger labels on the AC boards were the wrong color. You were to change it to your conventional red. It was pending last time. Have you addressed it, or have you put red tape or something on it that it's fit for purpose? It's
Yeah, still we are running with red tapes only, sir. We have ordered that danger labels long back, but it's not delivered to us. Okay, sir. We will do the follow-up and we will put the danger labels, but we will put at the loss, sir. Okay, sir. At present, we are using.
But I mean, to me, the labels you've got, have they got any kind of a red on it? Otherwise, I'm saying just put like a red strip or something temporarily also on it, just so that it meets the intent of the act. Just repeat that, please, Hari. I didn't catch that.
What we have received danger labels, whatever is there at panels now, is having a yellow color with red color danger symbol.
Oh, all right. Okay. No, that's fine. I think that'll. What I'm conscious is it must, because it's safety. It must meet the statutory requirements. That's if it does that, then I'm comfortable. I'm going to run onto the under 3.0 and 3.1 quickly as well, because there was a lot of items, and then I'll give Shabir a chance, because he did send his thing in advance. I'm just telling you under 3.1b, Mr. Hari, that getting withdrawal symptoms for the sag and tension calcs.
Sir, 1 minute, sir. 1 minute, sir. George, sir, wants to talk.
No, I think Mr. Makureza wants to leave Mr. Lutz. Just because he has another appointment, I will still be remaining here. So I just want to ask, I apologize on his behalf. I just want to chat with him for 2 minutes before we can proceed, or we can have 5 minutes break if it's possible. Or you can proceed.
All right. No. Okay, that's fine. So we'll reconvene at 11 on my watch, because it says 10:54 now on my computer. So 11 o'clock, 11:00.
Okay, thank you, sir. All right.
Okay. All right. Sharp. Right, is everybody back? Doesn't sound like it.
Mr. Lutz, this is not German time. We have to allow for South African time. Just give a few more minutes.
All right, yeah, no, I'm just trying to, Dean, I'm trying to, if I swipe my minutes that I'm looking at across, then I don't see the controls. Let me just see if I want to do this, the screen sharing, you see, so that people can follow what I'm doing, but it's hidden. I just want to see, I'm not seeing the controls. So yeah. Thought I could be clever.
Mr. Lutz,
yeah.
I should be sharing.
All right, that's fine. Because I'm just, I'm following and I'm telling people where I am. That's why I just that's fine. Otherwise, you just put it on. So yeah.
Pardon? Black.
Yeah, we're not seeing it, Dean.
All right, let me try again. So now you should see nothing. And now you should see the minutes.
Now I'm seeing all the attendees, and then now I'm seeing a certain Mr. Gluckman. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, it is visible now.
Thank you.
All right, because the LMT guys tell me when Mr. Moeti is back.
I'm there.
Sir, he is back, sir.
Are you there?
Yes. Just making call to the cattle was taking too long.
All right, shall we carry on?
Yes, we can carry on.
All right, no, thank you, George. No, I was also glad, you see, with me here, I'll keep carrying on unless the court of nature is actually desperate and not give people time for an illegal smoke break.
No smoke break. No one is smoking. Who's a smoker?
All right. I'm hearing of some ongetrouwd. I'm trying to think, on certain people that we know as to how much they have to pay for illegal cigarettes, and then the quality is horrible as well. So it is going on, and I think one of our ministers may be benefiting from it, or certainly his son, from the illegal trade. But we'll leave that for the moment. Harry, I'm going to carry on under item B. The SAG's intentions, I've always said to you, I think it looks right, but you have given me nothing. So it's going to stay there. And if you want it on the butt list, it can transfer to there as well. So I'm just saying that. The cranes I see, there's lots, those soak away calculations, our record keeping is good. You were going to still submit them with Lucas there, but it remains pending. I think Harry, I think on the SAG tension calculations, I want a date for you.
Yeah, sir.
I want to finish this job.
Sir, for SAG, maybe day after tomorrow, or maybe by Monday, the crane will reach the exact position of the transform 400 kV to 220 kV, that SAG jumper, sir. We are going to do the spacing over there. That time, I will do the SAG measurement in that span, what you have requested the span, and I will send that one, sir. Okay. Maybe Monday it will reach crane, sir. So I will give you details by Wednesday or Thursday, sir. I will give that one.
I'm happy to give you till end of the month, Harvey.
Sir, only 220 kV, sir. 400 kV, I will go in the month of July first week, sir. Only 220 kV.
All right. Okay. So no, that's fine. So we'll do the 220 kV by the 26th Friday.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
giving you 2 days extra.
Yes, sir.
All right. And then the 400 kV in July.
Yeah, 400 kV
that's
will
fine.
be July, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, and and that soak-away calculation, somebody must have done it, Ari. So just you should be able to just submit it or retrieve it from whoever decided how it's got to be.
Yes, sir. We will forward that mail, sir. This Mr. Greaves mail. We forgot, sir. Actually, we'll share that one.
All right. So
this we forgot.
we'll make that also by next Friday, the 26th. Is that all right?
Yes, sir. That I will forward.
Okay.
Sir. We forgot that. This one, actually.
All right. So I'm not going to dwell on the. I mean, is there anything to be said now? We now in the dry season with the drainage and these 110 millimeter pipes. Is it working? You're not asking the water to run uphill because it won't.
Sir, actually, see, in 220 kV, actually before lockdown only we have completed the 220 kV drain pipes. Sir. Okay, sir. In 400 kV, 132 kV, we have just completed. But in 220 kV, we have one video, I think, sir. Let me check in my qualities mobile, sir. We have one video which through these pipes the water is coming, sir. I will just
because there was
because during lockdown period.
I'm just
yes, sir.
You'll have to come clean, you know, with Lucas not being there. You'll have to give us good evidence because there wasn't, you know, the compaction and stuff was not done. I think Tapelo's last report, like in March or so, there was a downpour. It didn't work. You know, it didn't seem to work properly. So you'll have to convince us. That's really what I'm saying.
Sir, sure, sir. But see, sir, 220 kV and 132 kV and 400 kV. While Lucas was there, we have completed up to manhole, sir. Only outside we have not touched the road crossing. So now we have finished the road crossing also. In 220 kV, I will tell you now, sir. I will take the pictures. Let me see that one, sir. We have during the lockdown. One day it was a heavy rain. We have seen that photo, sir. I will share with you, sir. That one. Okay.
Okay. I think all I'm saying, Hari, it's in your own interest, you see, because you know the next rainy season, if it's not right, it'll come to light, and you know. I don't want you to have to come back, you know, after the job is finished and you left site to come and do major work, and drainage as a rule, if it's not right, is major work. So that's really just what I'm saying. So we're leaving that one. I'm aware that it isn't, you know, it's not all done. I can't take it off the list yet. I don't want to forget about it. Okay, I'm on page 7 now. I just want to see if there's anything I want to focus on. I think Shabir's monthly reports, I'm just going to acknowledge it, is, you know, his reporting is outstanding.
Mr. Lurch, just sorry to interject there. What about under B, the gravel stones?
Let's just look.
Fourth paragraph under B.
Are you talking about the laboratory tour?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, it's. I saw that. Look, Dean. Let's discuss. I'm very, very skeptical of this whole thing about hardwaring. I was gonna decide when to discuss it, because to me it's a contentious issue, and I'm inclined to get worked up by it, because you know, on balance you should have imported gravel. So the pictures we saw, I think in March, with that heavy downpour, it seemed to me as if the hardwaring course is not behaving, or it's not serving the purpose. And there was talk of it needs more hard material. I'm very concerned about it, because to me it's a huge fix. So yeah, try and put me at ease, because my contention is I was always right, and you've been ducking and diving, and it's not up to standard. Deathly silence, rigor mortis.
You have to repeat the questions.
No. Sir, see, now at present, whatever we have provided.
What I'm saying to me is the last pictures I saw were some heavy trucks moving inside the substation on those substation roads. It to me looked as if the roads weren't fit for purpose. They weren't strong enough when it was wet. That the trucks, they were collapsing. So the trucks, the trucks were it didn't meet the criterion of being hard wearing. That if we had a condition where the roads were wet and there was a heavy axle loading, it was as if the roads collapsed. So if in the next rainy season, when L&T is away and we need to bring fairly big trucks in with a heavy axle load for whatever reason, the road is more or less going to be destroyed.
Sir, see, the roads, whatever the top layers, what we did is with the last solution, what we have given is 70% of stone dust with 30% of G6 material. So, and if you see that one, we are now running with 40 cubic meters stone loads is coming inside, and we have not found any road damage. During the wet condition, that time when the rain was there, yes, there is a top layer, there was a slight slippery like that they told, but that was the entrance of the gate, which actually the entrance of the gate, if you see today, they were doing the hard wearing top layers. Last time we did only for the 100 mm at the entrance. The entrance work is around 30 meters. The road construction is going right now, the final road construction. So, but the 40 cubic meter loads are running on top of the roads. The road is completely good, sir. There is no problem on that one. We are confirming that one. Whatever we have provided the solution for that one is meeting the purpose, sir.
All right, look, Hari, I mean that what you're saying to me is comforting. I will. The only thing I can say is I think the real test will be when when it's wet again. Because I mean, if you say to me 40 cubic meters of stone trucks, that's huge loads. I mean, if you're talking about like 60 tons, that's obviously, if you are correct that it's 40 cubic meter trucks and trailers, the axle loading will be heavy. So I think there we can, we'll have to see it. Look, at least Jakes is there all the time, or on it to see how it's behaving, and we'll have to see. Look, if I hope it's right, Hari. I sincerely hope so, that eventually the solution work. I have a lot of confidence in Lucas, and I think the 70% also has a lot to do with Lucas's recommendations, and I sensed that I think he had a good he gave it a good probability that it would be worth, let's say, fit for purpose. My concern was those pictures that I saw, I think, on his last report, when it was wet. It certainly wasn't, up to standard yet, where he showed the pictures. If you've been doing more work, and there's been more layer works, with, a higher, let's call it solids type of, or crusher dust content. If that's the solution and it's been made right, I'm happy for you. I hope it is. So, okay. All right, Dean, I'm glad we've, I was, because I know it's so sensitive, I was wanting to decide when I'm going to, I saw it, where I'll raise this one on that, because,
so I'll just still leave it as pending. Let's just leave it as pending. It's
yeah. The test will be, I think, just while he's on the blower, Jake's, be sensitive. What I think you can sense, like my reservations, or let's say uneasiness on the roadworks. So be conscious of it. If it looks fine, that to me is first prize. I think the other remark I'm going to make is, it seems to me that as thorough as Mr. Shabir is, he is very hesitant to give me pictures of the Bellmouth and the access road. So I'm just telling him that as good as he is, I'm not missing it, that there's nothing there. I'm very conscious of it, but I'm not laboring the point at the moment. I did see some in Tapelo's report that the cattle grid, some steel members were delivered. So that's, I don't want to say anything more about it. The whole roadworks thing eventually has to be right. When I was last on site, the edges of that access road had a lot of work to be done. So we'll that needs to come right.
On Monday's board, we'll update the complete from the roadside. We'll update the Bellmouth status with photographs.
Look, Shabir, your stuff is so good. You see, I have to find something wrong.
We'll update you, sir. We'll try to protect it.
Okay. I'm just, Shabir, I'm just letting you know that I can still find some faults if I want to. All right, I'm just going to quickly, I'm running my eye down.
Just tell us what section you're on.
I'm on sheet 7. I'm looking at F. I'm still on section 3. I'm running D, manufacturing works, nothing. E, nothing. Deliveries, I don't think there's anything. You're not waiting for anything material-wise, Hari? Okay. Okay. Yeah, because you.
The Bellmouth. Some work has actually started. The rails are delivered. And yesterday, when I was looking off, the guys have already started the excavation for collecting the cattle grid.
Okay, and you've got the outage scheduled for tomorrow to put in let's call it the Dukwi or the MAWANA feeder at Mole, not so everything is set up there.
Everything is set up. We have delivered the material, panels, cables. We are unfortunately we have to put more cables now. We have delivered the cables and the panel. Everything panel testing is completed, sir. Relay testing is completed. So yesterday we were trying to do the communication, but it was not happened. Hopefully, it may happen today, sir. We are just waiting for Mr. Gabriel to confirm that one. So if it's done, means we are all set for the shutdown.
All right. And from what time have you asked it, Hari?
Sir, we have asked for.
Because I think you want about 12 hours.
Yeah, we have asked for 7 to 7, sir. And the shutdown is going to start at 6 o'clock. So hopefully we will get our site by 7 o'clock in our hand.
All right.
Finish as early as possible, sir. Because we have done a lot of works already. Hopefully we'll do our best.
All right, but are you saying that if you can't get that cable, Hari, then it won't happen? Is that what you're telling me?
Sir, what we did that one, see, the existing cable, what we found is, I don't know whether it will exactly fit for our purpose or not. We are having some doubt on it. So what we did that one, we are decided to lay 2 rounds of 14 core cables and some other cable in that one. So we have already transferred the cable to existing mount site. And also,
Right. Okay, so
few signals are not coming already from breaker. Yes, sir.
Hari, for me to understand,
Sir.
is it existing cable that you need to replace, or
No, exactly.
is it something unforeseen, or was it always part of your scope?
Yes, sir. It was not there, but see what happened, sir. Few signals what they did in existing from breaker to BMK, those signals are coming. But from BMK to panels, they have not laid any cables, sir. So the signals are not coming. So those things are actually having some problems are there in existing. So what we are doing that one to suit our panels, so obviously we have to do some cabling, and also whatever the existing 14 core cables are there, those once we will remove that cables and we have to test it. Whether it's everything is okay, it's okay. Otherwise, we are going to put the extra cable for that one and we will commission the panel.
All right. No, look, Hari, I just want to be, commercially clear on an extension. It's always difficult, or there's sometimes surprises, and so I want to be very clear. Let's say that where there's extras or so, whether it was foreseeable or unforeseen, because I need to be, let's say, fair towards L&T in terms of if for argument's sake, to get the job going, you've had to do more work than contracted, then there is an obligation towards L&T being compensated if you wish to seek it. So that's really just why I want to be clear on that one. Is it, should it have been there as part of the existing installation, or is it part of what you need to do in your contract in any case? That's the principle where I need to be clear.
We decided to do this. Yes, sir. Once the shutdown is finished, we will update you, sir, what we have done, how we have done.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Hari, I'm just, to me, it's, I have been sometimes said that I'm taking the side of the contractor. I have no intention of doing it unfairly, but where it is right, my duty is to be equitable between L&T and BPC. I feel very strongly about that duty.
Who said that, Mr. Lutz? You must bring that person here. Let me deal with him.
we won't go into it, Mr. Moeti. There's things I sense, but it's not. I think you can hear it. I'm not. I haven't got worked up today yet, and I have every intention not to if I can help it. But no, it's just it. Sometimes I think people don't understand that in terms of FIDIC, the engineer needs to be completely unbiased, even though he is paid for by BPC, by the one party, the employer. His duty is to be absolutely fair. I think my former colleague used to use the word unscrupulously fair, and squeaky clean was the other term he used. So that's just what I'm saying, George. We needn't do anything more. I'm just going to. Yes, sir.
You've obviously got a train to catch, which I encourage. But on section F, there are a million of items that we either need to close, address, or get rid of. We need to try and reduce these minutes. So if you can just spend 2 minutes item, and let's either close them, address them, or do something with them.
All right, yeah. So we'll focus on F. The closed item. The first item is closed. The second one is the L&T, which is ongoing testing schedules, which I felt I touched on. It's nicely, as far as I'm concerned, it's nicely in hand. I think the first one is ready. Next one is closed, just none.
Yeah, that's good.
Site acceptance test certificates, that's ongoing. I think in terms of missing commissioning procedures, the one that comes to mind is let's say the earthing, the earth mat we still need. But to me, I thought that one is in hand. The BPC guys are there. Jake's is there. The commissioning is carrying on. So I thought that one is nothing further to be done. I was wanting to talk about the cabling. This defective cable trenches. That is important. So Hari, speak to me, please.
As we informed earlier, Nasser, this point we already noted in the SAD list, and we are removing whatever the damaged cable trench covers are. We are removing. We are putting the best cable trench covers on top of this one. By this month or first week of July, we are going to complete 132 kVE, including cable trench covers. That time we will call for an inspection, and you will see that one, sir.
Right, yeah. Just to me, Hari, what I was wanting to, because to me it's got such a potential, and I thought the one actually happened while Mr. Bompati was walking on it. I'm the first one to say that I think I acknowledge that if you drop them, really mishandle them, they can crack. I think the fundamental design is sound, because I know how you do those things, and Graham would have looked at it. So provided the concrete works, let's say, was sound, they are fine. They should be fine. There's obviously got to be a lookout for cracked ones. There's none of those, but it's the potential risk which makes me so uneasy that if one of those was to collapse and the man falls into the trench, I have no doubt he's going to be seriously injured, and that's really what I want to prevent. I have a feeling it could well be, it's either poor manufacture, that one worries me very much if that is so, or it was mishandled. And if it's mishandled, that one can address.
I think we've discussed this on the previous discussions, that if I have not, I want to bring this point that for these trench covers, we want them to have a drop test on them. They must face some form of testing, a drop test, and be proven to be fit for purpose. And that drop test, I think we need to have at least two from each and every yard, and send them for a drop test. And once they can prove it, then we know we've got the quality items. We will choose the ones, or the EC must choose two from each and every one of the bays. And if they fail, then they must all be replaced.
George, just in fairness, I don't believe, or I certainly don't recollect us. I'm wondering whether that wasn't, let's say, on like lot 3. I'm saying to you, this is like the
Mr. Lutz, we discussed it on 401.
The first that I hear of a drop test.
No, we discussed it on 401.
Oh, all right. Then we discussed it on 401, but not here.
No, not here.
Oh, all right. That's why. No, because I don't sit in 401. You see, Dean. So that seems to be consistent then, because I can't recollect a drop test being discussed, and on civil works, you know, the impact loading is yeah. I must perhaps keep quiet here, because I think design-wise, there's nothing wrong with those with the design.
I understand, sir. Pardon me, because the cable trench cover are not supposed to be meant to be used as a road, because it will be having a minimal load. Only to have a walkway that only 1 or 2% at a time can travel on that.
Yeah,
But that was, you know, it was one thing. If I take anything and we try to break it, it will break. But we cannot do hydraulic test on that. We already have Islam test, a cube test, right, sir, to test the compression test.
The risk, and we are not going to allow that to take place on any other BPC person. It's a person who's a lightweight person, not the person similarly to her, to even
Lali, sir.
Lali. So if it can happen to him, we are not satisfied and we are concerned about the quality of those items. Whether it's manufacturing or whether it's design, the fact of the matter is the product that you have given us, it poses a risk on human factor. A person can walk in there and he can be injured, and BPC will be liable. You will perhaps not be here. It might happen in some years to come. So we cannot take this item and accept them as they are while knowing, with our conscience knowing that it has posed a risk. The question is, what do we do about it?
But instead of dropping, we can have a standing load test. Instead of dropping, we can have a standing load. We can stand it and we can put a load on it to test it. Once we drop it from a height, the potential energy becomes kinetic energy, and all the impulse will be transferred and it will break out. Because it will always be in a static position, having the remaining potential energy. We have to just put the force over there. We have to test how much weight it can withstand without breaking. This is the prime concern of your safety concerns, because the slab will always be resting on the cable trench sides, and we have to have a minimal load sustainability. Just I'm asking.
Well,
you see, I tend to agree with what Shabir is saying. You know, and you know, if I'm seen to say take sides of LMT, so be it. What the dynamic, you know, if you do a drop test, my first reaction is it depends. You know, I need to do the you know, to look at it. What for sure has to withstand is what I would call normal handling, and you, because those things are quite heavy. Let's say if the guy's got it on one side in position, and he could drop it off the last bit, you know, to you know, so that it has a bit of dynamic loading, for sure. But what I can say to you, you see, because I, for insurers years ago, did an investigation, you know, where a big like a rolling mill drive was dropped. You know, yeah, it was dropped. If you start doing calculations and you drop something from, say, 200 millimeters onto something absolutely solid, you can get like 20 Gs. You get enormous loadings. So that's why I'm a little bit hesitant. It certainly has to withstand normal handling, which does involve a little bit of dropping practically. The last bit, but the drop test to, like, you know, drop it from a height and onto, say, like the equivalent of two walls, like the trench walls. I tend to agree with Shabir. We will break them, even though they are you know, they're not designed to withstand it. It for sure statically, I think we can. We've got to be able to demonstrate that the likes of Mr. Lally is supported with a decent safety factor, or we can, you know, you can increase that loading to simulate the effect of dynamic loading.
Sir, if you see this one now, the cable trench covers are casting with 8 mm. Sorry.
Realistic, or
Sir,
a perfectly fine and designed cable trench slab may well not withstand it.
Sir, I want to add a few points. See, the cable trench covers the earlier design, but when we have designed with the normal load, the design was with the A193 mesh. But while doing the casting, when we have started the casting, we just casted some few samples, like 5 to 6 numbers, I think we have sampled, and we found that this is not suitable. Then we shifted to 8 mm rod. So we are using extra steel in all the cable trench covers. Sir. See, what we are going to do that one, sir. We will place all 132 kV cable trench covers with good ones. Then we'll call for inspection. You can come and work on the cable trench and you can give the confirmation.
Yeah, correct me, Hari or Shabir, because it was interesting to me, Shabir commenting, and I think he commented like a sound engineer, I have to say. Something makes me think they're about 70 millimeters thick, and 8 millimeter. 8 millimeter. If you've used an 8 millimeter mesh or steel, that certainly is more than enough. I think either there's either a problem with mishandling, for argument's sake, and or quality of manufacture. And I'm aware of one. I'm really saying, look, guys, this is important. We've got to be sure they're right, but we also mustn't be unreasonable.
That's what we are proposing. That one we'll complete the 132 kV and we'll show it to you. That will be done by first week of July. We'll place all cable trench covers in 132 kV cable trenches up to the road within the fence yard, and we'll show it to you.
I mean, Hari, what you can, let's say, if I was you, for argument's sake, we could, for argument's sake, pick some samples and put, 2 or 3 or 4 cement bags on top of them, which will simulate like 150 or 200 kilograms, and see if it withstands. One could do the calculation. I'm very conscious. Mr. Mali's a big guy, and let's say 100 kilograms or 110 kilograms, and with dynamics, etc. So I'm saying, look, we have to be seen to have not just swept it, because of the risks. The potential risks are huge, you see, but also, you see, with that steel in it should buckle, but it won't collapse if unless the concrete is rubbish. So I'm just, there's things that have been happening on 401 where I wasn't present, because I'm letting Jimson run that job. So it's up to BPC eventually. I'm just giving you my opinion as an engineer.
That is correct only, sir. We can put a load standing on that RC cover, and we can leave it for 1 week or 24 hours, just to show that we can. The client can choose the location, and we can put the load. It can remain there for a particular period of time. Then client can again check, and if they are satisfied enough, we can remove that load and we can keep it outside. That can, I think, satisfy the needs.
Yeah, look, Shabir, I think that's what I'm saying. I think one has to be reasonable about it, and a little bit of dynamic load. That, let's say, if I've got the one side in position and I drop the last bits, let's say, so that my fingers don't get caught, for argument's sake, that it has to withstand. But and I think one would see that in them cracking if you put them down. You see, so I'm comfortable with what you're saying. What I'm questioning is it depends on from what height one does it and what it's dropped onto. If it's being dropped onto, let's say the two sidewalls of a brick-made cable trench, those aren't absolutely solid. But I can tell you that if you drop them onto two, like what I call train rails, you just do the sums of physics of decelerating it within, let's say, 0.5 of a millimeter from whatever speed it picked up under acceleration of gravity, and you decelerate it to zero, you get enormous forces. That's the difference of like dynamic loading, for argument's sake.
That is the point we are making, that we can just.
I mean, BPC's got to be comfortable, but they also can't be unreasonable, let's say.
Okay, sir.
But I mean, I'm saying to you, if there's 8 millimeter mesh or rebar at a decent spacing, and it's 70 millimeters thick, I'm telling you, design-wise, fundamentally, there's nothing wrong with that slab design. If there's anything, it's a manufacturing defect. But also, if on that whole site we've had one incident, and it may well be that one was cracked when Mr. Lale or Mr. Mompati walked on top of it. That's why we're conscious of it and saying there's got to be no cracked ones. And let's do a load test. Let's do a load test. Perhaps it's also the type of point I'd almost be interested in say, look, guys, for 2 or 3 slabs, for what it's worth, test the thing until destruction. Let's say load it to what we want for how many, if we want to leave it for 24 hours or whatever, 4 bags of cement or something like that. And then if needs be, it's just going to make a mess if it collapses and we used cement bags as, and there's got to be no cables underneath that can be damaged. Test the thing to failure like we do on towers. Then or if you go to 130% of what you said, look what we've done, you say, no, look, this thing isn't going to fail. Let's just stop it.
Definitely, we agree to it, sir, and we can do that randomly.
Sir, once. Yes, sir.
I think, Shabir, let's make a proposal. Let's do it a little bit formally. Make a proposal as to how you want to load it. That we also we also put it in front of BPC, and then we do it.
Okay, sir. Once we will propose for the 132 kV, sir. Once 132 kV is complete, cable lengths with cover slabs, and we'll give you the strategic locations, and we'll do that.
The client can come and identify, okay, I want to put it this place, that place.
The testing doesn't have to be hard, right from those guys.
Yeah. Look.
So just to tell you,
it will be
don't take it lightly. I'm just taking
it exactly practical solution.
On a joking manner. I can give you 6 best quality manufactured thing. You will test it will come perfectly. What we want to do, we are going to give you the position where we are going to deliver as it is, so that once you check that thing, that you are sure that you are getting delivered the right quality of things. We can give 6 best of the best and the best of the best, so that it will never break. But what we are proposing, that you check real time what you are getting things. Just it's up to you.
You can install them, but we can remove it from that position and put it somewhere where we can test it.
Okay, that also we can put
It doesn't have to be
two
tested on the spot.
we can put two curbstones side by side, because what you want to check whether while removing the cable RC cover from the cable trench or putting it back, it should not break. That too also.
Yeah. You've got to. That's it. It has to withstand normal handling, the normal rigors of handling, and not abuse, normal rigors of handling, and then basically the man's weight plus a safety factor.
Yeah, either way we are okay with it, I believe.
Yeah. See, we want to do that exactly at the practical position. If you want at the different position also, we are ready to do that. We don't have we can put two capstones and we can put the cable trench cover, sir. Even it will be more useful for us.
It will be giving a clear idea that while removing and placing, it will not break, and it will withstand the load of a person at any location that will mark a designated area at site or at any place.
132 kV location, we are ready to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, look, Hari, and Shabir. Obviously, it has to stand the weight of a heavy person plus some overload factor. That. So I'm almost saying you should do a quick sketch as to how you want to set it up and what load you want to apply, and we agree it, and then we do it.
Okay, sir.
All right, Mr. Lut, move on. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. I don't think we need to say anything more about the crushed stones. Is there anything L&T needs to say about the crushed stones?
What about the neatness of the cable laying, Mr. Lutz?
Oh yes, yeah. I wanted to speak on that one. The cable BPC was saying, I haven't seen it, but that but I can imagine it that the cable laying wasn't, the stuff was like spaghetti. I think you were going to address it, and certainly before you hand it over, there's got to be an attempt to have them neat. Are you paying attention, Hari? What is your construction crew doing in that regard?
Sir, see, already 132 kV, we have kept a separate gang of 4 people. They are only doing the complete cable trench covering, cable trenches. They are removing the complete dust. They are not keeping anything. Once they will give the clear, then only we are going to place the cable trench cover in that position. One crew is completely working over there, sir.
Are they making it neat? Because
yes, sir.
It sounded to me as if BPC said that if they wanted to follow a cable, it was like so bad they couldn't see where it's going. That if we identified a cable and we wanted to see going on, let's say there's a problem, can are they paying attention to the neatness that it's laid off reasonably neatly?
See, all cables are at same color. So in the mid of the cable trench, obviously they can't find out. They can find out at the edge of the both sides where the cable tags are.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, Hari, is you can make it, let's say, reasonably. I know basically what I'm saying is, does it look like spaghetti?
No, sir. There is no crisscross, sir. Only one. It's all only straight. This one, where we have not done any mix up with other cables and other things, sir. It's just a completely straight line with the cable routing, sir. It's there.
All right, Jack. Sorry to interject here. After this meeting tomorrow or Monday, whatever, just take a few pictures of typical cable laying, and this will put this one to bed.
Okay.
Sorry,
I'm going to.
Sorry, Mr. Logan. But
yes, sir.
Can't you put this some sort of labeling or color coding strips, or even your cable? What is this? Cable strips with different colors to identify them at certain points of the cable. Maybe certain distance you put it at corners and maybe in the middle. I don't know. What is the normal specs from electrical engineering point of view? But perhaps if you put some different color coding around it, can save the papers also.
Look, George, as a rule, we only mark the two terminals, the two ends, where it comes into the into the panel. We mark it that side, and you mark it the other side.
Outside of the building and inside the building.
And if the cable is duct, you would pull it out from one side to the other.
Okay. All right.
But it has to, let's say, appearance-wise, it has to be reasonably neat, inside the trenches. That's, I think, that we can, we can ask for. But no, I haven't come across it, being marked. The important thing is the continuity from end to end. But we don't mark them. Let's say underground, there you mark the route where you can't see it. But if there's a problem with the cable, you've got to fundamentally lift all the cable covers and pull it out and look.
Okay. So that's fine. I think Dean has closed the matter. Chapel will go and take the photos and you'll give a report.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, if it's reasonably, reasonable, not careless.
I think you can do that with live.
Yeah, so we needn't speak anything. They still, Harry, you're still carrying on with the GNL crushed stone in the active areas, and then that Mount Quarries stuff. The pictures I'm seeing from site seem to be that there's a clear transition from the nice looking stone to the less nice looking stone.
Yes, sir. Still we are bringing from both the places what we have submitted the proposal, the drawing one, sir. The same locations only we are putting the stones. JNL and Mount Quarry, we are clearly differentiating and we are putting the stones.
All right. Okay, then those reinforced concrete lintels. I'm seeing some pictures which show them white, which I like, and then I'm seeing the guardhouse with the brown. How are you finishing them?
Sir, actually, sir, the white one is the primer one, sir. See, once the concrete beam is completed, we are putting the white one as a primer, and then we are putting the brown color. It's like that, sir.
All right. So you are doing it. The final coat is that PWD brown, which on reflection I don't like. Okay, all right. We'll have to see what it looks like. But I mean, finish-wise, Harry, you those things were horrible. So you've got to finish it. I've seen on some of the pictures where there was this mismatch. You are plastering, a section so it looks symmetrical or uniform. Right. Okay. Let me keep moving on. Testing. That's fine. I just want to see. I'm on to sheet 9 of 14. Those are all closed. I'm just looking at the bottom. The working at heights with this whole lockdown, all the certificates and training and stuff is all valid with the 2-month shutdown. I'm asking the question. People working at heights with whatever certification they've got is still valid. I'm asking the question. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm just, I want whatever training, if the training needs to be refreshed after so much time, that everything is right. Because if I think back, the incidents, I can recall an incident a guy was, fell from the top of a gantry and was killed. So it is very, very important. Okay. On to 10. I'm just looking at. Yeah, so oil spillages, we don't need to. I'm not going to speak anything on there. That's ongoing. This thing about the cattle, there's no cattle movement into and out of the site. It's properly secured. Okay. All right. So there hasn't been anything there. So I'm not going to look at that. So yeah, oil spills. That's Patrick's team. Let me go to sheet 11. I just want to see, and Dean, if you see something. Yeah, this. So you've got. Yeah, no, I'm just with that. You've got a proper permit system with this sections being energized. Where we made quite a fuss about it at the time with the control switching. Is that working and in hand? All right, yeah, okay, because I'm on the second paragraph of sheet 11, basically. So that one is there, yeah. And just almost as an aside to Tapelo, just always be conscious that because 220 can kill people, and 380 has killed many a person. Okay, so the outages are in hand. So your one is for tomorrow, and then the other one is in 2 weeks' time for the Duke panels. All right. Yes, sir. Yes. All right, George. I mean, you're the client. We'll see how the speaker works. That's fine.
You can ask for that also because they both only discuss it.
It's a license information.
That actually, I was not aware of that. That's their internal, sir. We have to do the communication with the existing RTU. With the new
Because I mean, simplistically, you've got to get all the signals, let's say the new signals that are affected with your new panel up to the RTU, up to that, let's call it terminal strip. And from there on, it's BPC responsibility.
Good. We are in a progress meeting for MAWANA. Right. And we were just trying to follow up where can we, what are the holds to ensure that outage is successful for the Maung panel. But I understand. I can't hear you because I'm actually driving. I'm in another project. Okay. We are saying there's the works to be ready from your side, from SCADA, for us to do all the configurations and be able to do the outage on Sunday. There seems to be some information with regard to your licensing and your programming to enable that outage to proceed and to complete all the configurations. I understand that you are still busy. Sorry to so I've put you on the speaker because we are in a meeting so that we can be clear as to where we are. So I just needed to find out. Okay, now that I can't hear you properly, I don't see. Anyway, go ahead. Okay, I just wanted to understand what is the pending information and how far, when can we get the information that you are in communication with Gabriel for us to finalize the configuration? For
That
Maung.
line, the Maung Mawana line is going to be reconfigured, right?
Yes, sir.
So just that part won't be visible to NTC.
Okay.
Once we have an outage. So that is what we are trying to make configurations on.
Yes.
Yeah, just that part.
Okay.
So I'm hoping to give Gabriel something today, which he might upload. I think he might upload that early tomorrow because we have another situation for another project. I am currently at Isang.
Okay.
And I'm hoping to finish Isang in the next 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, then continue with Maung.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we are hopeful that by tomorrow we can have the information loaded and they can continue with configuration.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Bye. Mr. Lewis, I think you are able to capture the discussion.
It's a challenge.
I will then push the guys to ensure that they provide the information, and by tomorrow we can complete and be ready for configuration at least by tomorrow.
What about Mr. Lam? He's going to country.
Okay, all right. No, thanks very much.
Sir, 1 minute, sir. Sir, 1 minute. I need 1 minute, sir. Please, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, sir. What about Lam? He's going to country.
For what?
I don't know. What I understand from is going to country. So I need a DC supply. Pacific or Mumbai, somebody can give.
Okay, let me discuss with Lali now and let's find out what is it.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, I think we can take that discussions with Lali. He's around here.
Okay.
And we can deal with all the matters that
we need only DC supply. Yesterday we took from Lali, sir. But in place of Lali, sir, if somebody can come and give the switch on the MCB, it's okay for us. We'll do that.
Yeah, I think they will be here. I think, for tomorrow. For tomorrow. Okay, I'll see if I can, but I think there's a guy called Rasafako is around.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
He can do also.
We can have a Rasafako to assist.
Okay.
I will talk to Mumpati so that he can give him instructions to come and assist.
Okay.
Okay. No, we will solve this other two, but make sure before we leave, then we discuss with them.
Okay, sir. Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
So the last item, Mr. Lewis, is the Dukwi one. I think last time they wanted the settings from Lali, and I've requested Lali to give them the settings. You got those settings. You're with him.
We got the settings. We have completed the testing also.
Okay.
Panel testing is completed, sir. Again, just we have to transfer to panel to Dukwi substation. The same what we are going to do at Mount, we will do there also on previous Saturday, or the 4th of July or 3rd of July. We will do that one.
So same information that you are now asking from
Mr. Suso. It's the same.
Okay. So when are we planning to move the panel to Dukwi?
Sir, see, our plan is like that. Once this substation is finished, our shutdown is on 5th. So we will shift panel on 3rd of July, and 4th of July we want to do the communication, so that 5th of July we will be ready for shutdown.
3rd of July.
3rd of July.
To Dukwi.
Yes, sir.
So no any other major item here on this the second item. You are prepared, ready?
See, sir, it's the same. Our understanding is the same like Mount only. So once this Mount shutdown is finished, sir, then we will see that one, what we have done, what we done extra. Based on that one, we will make arrangements for Dukwi.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Lewis.
All right, George, thanks very much. I think on the Dukwi item, Hari, I may as well quickly raise it. It sounded to me as if you were wanting to do power line carrier work, which I didn't understand. Or I thought you can't do it yet because it's not turned into MAWANA. Just enlighten me there. Am I right? Because what you've spoken about just now was really just to duplicate doing at Dukwi what you're doing at Mon. But at Dukwi, of course, longer term, we're replacing some power line carrier equipment. Are you on the 5th? Are you doing any work on the PLC equipment?
An outage was there. Not now, sir. Lilo.
Would you do that as a separate outage?
Yeah, that we will do it at 3rd outage only. Because of that is a upgraded PLCC. If I will replace now also, I can't communicate with existing Mount PLC.
All right. Okay. Thank you. All right. I'm going to move to last item on 3.0, other issues. And the item there is training. You've got quite a lot of obligations for training. I just want to be sure that one's not forgotten because it's really between L&T and BPC. What's the status there? All right. Okay. All right. It's a pending issue. Really, that's really what
I think we want to start from 7th of July.
From what we discussed there with the BPC wants enough notice.
2 weeks.
At least 2 weeks, so that they can prepare for the.
That's the reason.
They need the program 2 weeks before the training.
Correct. Yes, sir. 2 weeks. That's why if you see that one, 21st to 27 is 1 week. 28th to 4th is 2nd week. So we are going to start on 7th. So we will give the schedule by 22. Yeah. We'll give that.
All right. The last item there is the PMO, I think, and I don't think we've seen them yet. There was a need to be sure all the licenses are in place for water extraction.
Sir, Mr. George sir is not here. He's just went out. We'll wait for. We'll continue, sir.
Continue.
Okay.
Yeah, look, Hari, I think we wanted to be sure, let's say on what let's call it almost the statutory permits. The one was your Leidang area permit, and then the other one was the to extract water from the river.
Yes, sir.
I'm not sure if that is.
Our laydown area is a private and GSP laydown area, private lease. So we have a contract for that one.
Yeah, I'm because I mean he said.
I think
I'm waiting for them to respond. Really,
we were having internet issues. So we came back online now.
Sir, we were having an internet issue. Just came back again. Sir, see, for the laydown area, for our L&T laydown area, we have a contract with private party who is the owner. We don't have any problem on that one, sir. For GSP laydown area, they have until the project completion with land board. That is also we are well in schedule. And the water license, GSP is having a water license for the two areas. They are having extension also.
I think what is being asked for, Hari, is just to share, to get them from, if you have them or GSP has them. I think BPC needs to know, everything is fine. So they're just asking for a copy of those let's call it licenses or permissions or whatever.
Actually, last time when we had discussed it, just PMO has asked that one whether all license are you having or not. We told yes. That time only we confirmed that one we were having, and we will check all the licenses and we will keep on push further if any extensions are required. Like that we told.
Yeah, because I don't think what I'm saying is I don't think the weekly report which Shabir always does. If there's a definite confirmation of it, then that's fine. Because I'm reading it also how it's minuted. L&T is requested to include this reflecting the status in the weekly report. So all we want really is almost a confirmation that everything, all the necessary licenses and stuff are valid and in hand and haven't expired. That's really what we're asking for.
This is Shabir, sir. We will include in the weekly report from next week onwards.
Yeah. All right. Okay. That's yeah. All right. I think the Dean, I want to between you and me and BPC, because I'm seeing the pit license here as well. I think, let's say program wise, let's decide how we're going to take it. Whether we're going to give.
I think it's Shabir's turn now.
Let Shabir present his, and that'll give L&T then chance, because there's obviously things in there. I think we can let him do the important stuff, and then also that gives them the forum to discuss what they want to focus on. So I think I want to drop the we've dealt with these minutes, all the action items. So I think Shabir, if you I'll in any case output my report, but I think you've got to drive it and then share your screen, perhaps with the meeting.
We'll do that now. We'll start the presentation. But only thing that Mr. George is not here. Shall we wait or shall we continue?
I would have said, is Makuretsa there?
Only Tapelo sir is there.
Yeah, it depends. I mean, because I mean, George was at the PMO offices, not at the LMT offices. Where is he? Because it depends. If he's disappeared for a long time, then I think we need to carry on.
I think he has got an urgent call, so he went outside. I think he may join, he may not join for a particular period of time. But it will
I would have said, Shabir, I would have said, let's go through your presentation. If there's something we need to park, then we do it. You know, then when George is back, that we discuss it with him.
Okay, sir.
Unless we're saying, look, let's take a 5-minute comfort break and then reconvene. And if he's back, we carry on whether he's back or not.
Okay, sir. Then we can wait for 5 minutes, or just I can go through because he has already been to the site, so he can see the photographs. So I can go through the photographs. We can discuss something. Meanwhile, he can join. Then we will discuss the progress.
Yeah, I leave it up to the team. Do we carry on, or do you want a comfort break for like 5 minutes?
Okay, sir. We will take
5-minute break. Come back.
Yeah, let's take a 5. We'll be back sharp German time, 12:25.
Okay, sir.
All right. And my time is GMT is proper time. The computer updates it from real time, so 12:25.
Okay, sir.
All right. Shabir.
Okay, sir. We'll just skip through the presentation. Okay. So it's just a project details. Organization chart is same, almost.
Sorry, what's happening with your engineers? Are they still there?
I'm here. Mr. Lachi, Finance Admin Manager, is present. Mohammad Parvez Alam is also present at site. Gobinath as a quality manager is present at site. Mr. Suzumadi as a store officer also present at site.
Your local citizen.
Okay, we have to update that both of the GETs has been is not there. Mr. Sean and Mr.
They've resigned.
Yeah.
And the other one?
And Mr. Thabiso also both.
What happened to?
I think they left for another company.
No, Thabiso is contract is finished. He left.
Okay.
He left.
Sean is another company.
Sean, we were trying to return, but we got some.
Why are we letting them go? They need to be participating in the commissioning. That is the right time for them to get experience. Why do we let these guys go? It's not the first time I'm seeing it here. I think some of the few guys were letting the guys go. This is the time when the critical time when they should get the exposure, but we are releasing them.
Sir, see, for Sean, we have tried. We tried hard.
There's not.
The guy resigns is fine.
He got some good job, and he told that one he has to go.
Okay. No, that
And
is
also
fine.
he left in the 3 days. Or 5 days.
Okay.
He's given us 5 days notice.
Fine. I understand the guy who resigns.
Yeah.
But the guy who what was his
Civil. He was civil construction.
So we had an electrical guy.
Yeah.
If
Electrical guy.
Electrical party should be involved now. Why do you let him go and not keep him until the end of the project? This is when they're supposed to be engaged. This is the time when you should be working with the team and tandem. It's unacceptable. He has not fully been trained and fully been exposed to the rest of the project. He must be back on this project. The most
George, wait. Harry, did you let him go? Did his contract expire? Did he find another opportunity? What happened?
See, for civil guy, he resigned. For electrical guy, his contract has expired.
No, he must be back here. He must be back and be participating with all these guys to commission the substation. Why do you let him go? Why do you release him from the contract?
Yeah.
On the most important part of his career, this is the most important. TT, well, that's my view. He should be here.
We'll discuss it tomorrow.
We'll discuss and we'll come back.
So that is the first issue for him. The second guy, civil guy that has left, have you done any exit interview with him? I need the results of the exit interview.
Yeah, we'll give that. Okay. Our HR has done it.
Can you send me the exit interview that you've got? I need to see what are the feedback, and I want to discuss that feedback with you. And I also going to now do the performance review on your side for all the aspects of this project. I need to discuss performance and report back to BPC. From quality, from every aspect of the project, including training of the people, and also, so I need those feedback. For SHE, I think your people from SHE department must do their own internal audit, and I need to see those results for the internal audit. Okay. From quality, any internal review for quality audit, I need to see those results from you. But the main thing that I wanted to know is about the engineers, because we need to have those engineers here trained fully with you until the project completion.
The audits we are sharing every month to you in the monthly report.
No, it's fine, but I need to get that information. You need to collate it and submit it to me. I will set a date to discuss the
Okay, no issue. But I will collect all the months together. I will share in a folder, because already we are sharing every month.
Okay, continue.
Okay, Shabir, just so that I'm clear, is Pawes still on site?
Pawes is still on site.
Yes, sir.
All right, and your is Ramesh Chandra still on site?
Sir, we are just waiting for the international flight to start. He's still in India.
In March end, his father was a serious condition. He was in ICU. So he left for India to see his father, which is unfortunately expired in this lockdown period. So, but he is unable to come back here because of the international flight ban in India. However, Sundar Raja and Raghupati are here.
All right, okay. Shabir, you've answered my questions. Thanks. I just wanted to be sure on the civils and the electrical side who was still on site. Thank you.
Okay. In regards with EHS and safety statistics, we have reported 91,493 man hours till 30 May. And for this month, the total work L&T man hours is 2565, which is like 19 manpower we are reporting for L&T sites. Total work the subcontractor man hours is 18,066. Gradually it will increase and it will compete with the pace that we were reporting before April. Total work man hours is 687,781 altogether in direct and direct man hours. The unset task conditions we have reported till date is 137, which is including the 2 which have been reported in this particular month. The near miss also reported 2, as well as the first aid treatment has been reported as 2, cumulative to 12 till date. And the category of near miss was employee almost fell through the uncovered trench, which was already reported by George sir in the starting of the meeting. And excavation in front of the porta cabin, because we were moving the porta cabins from the site area to finish our remaining fence, which has been already done yesterday.
Yeah.
So the porta cabin has been shifted from site premises to outside site premises. And unset act condition, we have reported 1 minor, which is poor housekeeping of the tools materials due to relocation of offices and workshop, that which we have carried out in this month. Both were closed. And number of first aided, we It was of minor category. Unfortunately, I have not reported because it was just a cut on the finger. So the category was like that.
Okay. All right.
Moving to next EHS performance indicator triangle. With God grace, we have not reported any fatalities or LTI or medical treatments of serious nature. We have only reported 12 first aid treatment till date, which is almost 2 years of work, and report is only 12, which is for us it's a proud thing. And we have reported 304 near misses. That we are. It shows that we are proactive, and we have reported 137 unsafe act condition, and in total more than 1000 toolbox tasks and risk assessment, DTSTI and point of works.
Okay. No, look, that's I'm glad with the top part. Shabir, one's just got to keep it up. You must never relax the safety.
Yes, sir. On the man-hour details that just we have discussed, it's the same. We are reporting in a graphical manner. So as we can see that the dip has started from March 20 and April and May, and gradually it is increasing. And we hope that from next month onwards, it will compete with the Feb 20 man-hours until we finish, so that the progress can be achieved, which is required.
So the 2023 man-hours, is that?
We have reported here. I think the table is not seen here, so we can see here. Total 94,058 man-hours worked by L&T, 593 and 723 by the subcontractors, and in total we have reported 687,781 till 17 June. That is.
But on monthly you are reporting 20. On a monthly is 2631. So go to the other spreadsheet.
This one.
No, yeah, this one.
The June 2565 and the last one you are not able to see because it's there already. It's not being seen here. Yeah. The total sum is not visible in this monitor.
Okay.
So going ahead, the manpower status, as I have told, we are reporting 19 manpower for L&T.
So what is the projection amount going forward? You are reporting 20.
I'm just showing revised 130 on an average of 1. Yeah. Man hours also we show, just multiplication. We are showing the revised plan resources. On an average 130 we have to maintain to achieve our desired target of progress. I think by the end of this project we are close to 800,000. We'll be close to 800,000.
Okay.
Reporting the plant and machinery, we were having it the same. The POD, excavator, TLB, tipper trucks, crane, grader, roller, trench compactor, power generators, water pumps, concrete vibrator, plate compactors, mini concrete mixers, and water browser and drip trays. And we are reporting in the format that we were being suggested to report the breakdown, idle, and working. So in total, we were having around 40 plant and machineries.
This is the breakdown for this month.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What are the major causes of the breakdowns on the machines? Is it just
breakdown? Because of the 2 months we have not used and it will remain there. So few things left here and there, but it is going to be recovered. That we have informed, like TLB and the trench compactor we are facing some problem, and the water pumps also because of the rust that has accumulated, it started leaking somewhere, so that we have to.
Because we got new one, it's came to
and in the plate compactor, because of the stucking, the junk that has stuck in the roll compactor, so it was not moving as much as required. But all this has been notified.
But we have now what are the sufficient equipment going on.
So it's affected you when we're starting.
At the very starting, yeah, because
but now it's sorted out.
It's sorted out.
Okay. Thank you.
And moving at the training at site, we are reporting the same, but we have added the last row of COVID-19 protocol inductions. That till the 17th of June we are reporting 170, and we are keep on regularly advising them not to be relaxed because the things is not over. We may hit with a second phase or something like that. So we are taking stringent action to avoid any of the wrong thing that we can do at site. We will see through the photographs also. We have implemented various things that we'll be discussing further.
Okay. I've requested that we should also do the issue about rape and women abuse.
We have already taken a note of it, sir. We are going to implement they already told our EHS guys to start making the people aware about the condition and toolbox talks, and we are going to organize a separate training session or motivation, not a training session, but a motivation or awareness program for that particular topic. We'll be sharing the photos in our monthly report or in the monthly meeting next time that
we
we
know
do.
the date so that if I'm around, I can also attend.
Definitely.
Okay. Please make sure that
Rape awareness. Already informed EHS now. Because we were busy in this Portagami shifting, sir. We have not organized.
Yeah. No, it's fine. As long as we can arrange and have that.
Actually, our prime focus right now is shutdown. As soon as we get over with this thing,
okay.
we are going to do.
We'll do, sir.
Please
We are
engage the social worker and the people from the police to be part of the.
We'll invite them to join that program, sir.
Yeah, they can give the talk.
Okay, sir.
And we understand what are the challenges. Thank you.
Moving ahead, the environmental statistics. We have reported only one moderate in May and one June. In total, 79 incident has only been reported. That was only minor oil spillage because of the lockdown. We were not able to control. We have taken all the proactive measures, but still some oil spillage was there that was proactively closed. So we have reported only one in June. In total, 79 environmental statistics, environmental incidents that we have reported till date. And we were having some meeting and consultations that for coronavirus training and materials, like we have visited Latebe Memorial Hospitals. Okay. Okay, so I have just capitalized it because I cannot pronounce it better than anyone else. But okay, meeting and site visits were in Gamiland District Council as well, and we have visited Chanoga village. We have just given them the used timber for shelter, making some shelter and a home residence. Recently, we have did this exercise.
Yeah. Now,
Okay, good.
after this Chanoga, MAWANA also came, so we are giving to MAWANA also.
Okay. On the environmental issues, I think we must just note that you have submitted your self-monitoring report to DIA.
Yeah, Mr. Patrick is already in discussion with Mr. Mogrosi. It will be done. Yes?
You have submitted.
Mr. Patrick.
Yes, we have submitted the past 3 audits. So we will be conducting the 4th audit this month for submission.
The report that you have submitted for the self monitoring to DIA and the acknowledgement, what was the date, Patrick?
The last one is, I think, December, January. Yes.
There must be another one, 6-monthly report.
It's a 6 months. So this month we are conducting the 4th biannual report for submission. We will be submitting this month end or the beginning of July. Yes. Thank you.
Moving ahead, we'll start with the photographs that we have did some CK events. As we can see from the top left corner, we have implemented the face shield. Everybody are encouraged to use the face shield, mask, gloves, and all sort of protective measures to avoid this pandemic. And we are sanitizing all of the tools, tackles, plant machinery, anything means anything of any sort that should not give us any type of hesitation not to work, that we are going to catch up this in this pandemic. So it's just a photographic representation. Also from the bottom right corner, you can see we have plenty of materials that can that can suffice the need to fulfill the requirement of this coronavirus pandemic preventive measures. And the middle photographs, the bottom middle photograph that we have discussed, that we are providing the used timber to the villages as they were requesting. So this is some of the CQ events that we have reported.
Okay, good.
Going ahead with this SEEP report. This is the latest SEEP report that we are going to report in this monthly progress report. It is till yesterday reported by. If there is any doubt that we can discuss with Mr. Patrick, he is online.
Okay. Patrick, please prepare your files for this, and as discussed, I need to do the performance on these issues and give feedback to BPC. I will also update your spreadsheet to include the other months as requested and share with you by next week.
Shabir, are you confident you're going to reach the targets?
Yes. Our only point of on section B, but looking at our current payroll statistics, we are currently spending almost 400,000 a month. So we are likely to be above the target by the next 3 months.
Okay, all right.
Yes, Patrick, if you gauge that GET, you can give him another 100,000, it will be 500,000. You'll make it, sir.
He's just trying to say there's a good reason for you to bring back that engineer. Right.
Okay. Then moving ahead with the next slide.
We are already preparing CEP.
Yeah.
We are representing our the project progress, which is nothing but the same, and we are reporting a 1% increase in overall. We are reporting 97% and a 3% variance. Nothing, no sort, only procurement is reported 100%, and rest remaining are more or less the same.
Okay,
it sounds about right.
Sorry, it's to what date this report? 19th of July, isn't it?
This is yesterday report. We are reporting the meeting date is 19 June, but this is as per yesterday. I have updated here.
As of the 18th.
As on the 18th June. I will be sharing this presentation after the meeting immediately, so that you don't need to.
You have already shared, isn't it?
I have already shared, but if you need the PPT copy so that it can be copy and pasted, I will be sharing.
Just clear on the procurement.
Completed.
100%.
Yeah.
Testing and commissioning is going on.
Commissioning, you are on 49%.
Yeah.
Testing and commissioning.
Yeah.
Gradually, what will happen? The progress will decrease also. I have reported in the last monthly meeting greater than 51, but that has been reduced to 49.5 because the time is increasing, and all of our progress is time value. That I have already discussed from long, because our duration percentage it is. So we'll skip.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's there at the bottom.
Construction is at 96%.
Yeah.
So
because the less weightage item are
all
going
the
on.
pre-sheets.
Sorry? No, I just want to discuss.
Yeah, overall it's 96. We have a mobilization. There is nothing to discuss about. Civil we are reporting 98. Electrical we are reporting 93 because the major portion left in 400 kV. So we'll discuss in details in the respective slides how it has been reached and what item is left. We'll go through the photographs. First slide of the photograph just to show what counter protective measures we have taken before starting of the substation premises. When we have given the chance to start the work again on 26th of May, we have did the do's and don'ts discussion in toolbox talks. We have, okay. We are just showing the latest photograph of the substation switchyard wise, like how the 132 kV switchyard is looking like, how the 220 kV, how the 400 kV, and how is the power transformer reactors are looking like. So it's just a photo of the Monday photograph. If you have visited my weekly report, all the photographs will remain the same. So just we can jump.
Yeah, no, that's good. Thank you, Shabir.
Go back to the other.
Last one.
Yeah. The condition with the checker plate, have they now been resolved? Because those checker plates that they were not happy with them.
Yeah, it's still 132 kV and 230 kV is completed, 40 kV is going on.
So they look nice now. Okay. TT, checker plates.
Oh.
For the 132 and
132 kV and 230 kV.
We were not happy with them. I mean, the ones that are welded.
Different design, we remember, sir.
Yeah.
We remember, sir.
Okay.
We have cut it and we have placed it with a new one.
I'll call.
Okay.
Oh, you mean for on the inside?
Yeah.
Oh, now I'm thinking on the
outside. Yeah.
Checker place where.
Okay.
No, those ones have been sorted.
Okay, it has been sorted, sir.
So the only thing taking is just to do the final concreting and the
Okay. Moving ahead, we are reporting the civil construction works. Only majority of the works I have reported with the target date and what work we have did, what percentage of work we have completed till 17th of June, what is the remaining percentage to be done, and what is the target date completion as per our current progress rate. Everything detailedly we have. I have tried to show in a one sheet what work to be done to complete civil work in 100%. When we will say that civil work is completed in all respects. So these are some of the work that is left out. Like the weightage are less, and I have tried to show in the remarks what sort of activity is left. So if I need to discuss line by line, if you will allow, otherwise we can just
No. I think it's fine. I mean, what you're showing, Shabir, is your target, or you're projecting end of July. I mean, people can study it. It shows what needs doing. But yeah, I think it reflects your target is in July, and I don't want to be negative, but everything GSP has promised, I don't think they've ever honored. So, but perhaps let's see.
Okay.
15th of August.
That is Belmont. That is not in our hand.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that. That's right. The Belmouth, and yeah. So the access, it's just the Belmouth, which should run into August.
Sorry, Shabir, who's doing the Belmont? Is that you or the?
No, GSP.
GSP only, sir.
Well, what do you mean it's not in your scope?
Not in our scope. It's out of our hand because it's out. We are focusing our switchyard. We want to charge the substation first. Actually, the access can be done parallelly.
Actually, what happened, sir? Okay. All material we brought earlier.
No, it's okay.
It's in our scope.
Yeah, okay. Let's go.
In 130 kV switchyard, only two activities are. It's on the verge of completion. The final CRP and SCADA clearance. It is going to be completed by 19 June. So that's today. I think maybe we'll report it 100%. We have only 3 shutdowns. That 2 we have proposed and accepted, and we are proposing the third one for 26 July. So, provided we will get acceptance, we are going to get over with 132 kV by the end of July.
132 kV,
including the shutdowns.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Nothing is left out. We can lock it down. We can take all the countermeasure. You can take handover of 132 kV as it is.
What will be left on the 132?
One major thing is that one is stone spreading is going on.
In civil works.
Yeah, civil works, and electrically all punch points we have started now. That's clearing is going on, and the few more today also one person is again picking the punch points, and shutdowns is going on. If this 2 shutdowns is finished, the final shutdown jumpering has to be done.
If you see the 132 kV in the photographs, you will see it's nearly almost completed. We are just have to attend all the punch point, get out of it, and we have to move the focus to 220 kV.
Okay.
Moving ahead with the 220 kV switchyard, we have listed the EMC work, whatever is left. A special jumper installation is in progress. Cable termination, lighting machine is in progress. 220 kV disconnect, this is a bit of a discussion point. We'll discuss it. Relay testing works is in progress, and SCADA testing and code commissioning work is also in progress. So almost all we will complete in June, but the thing that 220 kV discriminator alignment, it is depending upon the OEM approval right now, because the supervisor is unavailable of the COVID-19 pandemic. But we are trying our level best to get out of this situation without the supervisor availability and without hampering the warranty, because the only thing that is hampering us that we can lose all the warranty till DLP period. So we are just trying to do it, trying to progress it. We have progressed by 15%. And spacer and jumper installation, we have mobilized 3 cranes individually in the same switchyard to expedite all the spacer and jumper installation work to complete. We are trying to expedite it, but we are just progressing 30 August.
Sorry. So you said the main.
Shabir, just with you talking that, just talk us through with the OEMs having to come, I'm just conscious with the people with international travel. And I was seeing, let's say, like breakers on gas, so we can't switch them, etc. Just talk us through there on where we need the people from overseas.
But I think, okay. Yeah, I think they must do that.
How do you will explain, sir, right now?
Sir, see, the points is 132 kV we are ready, sir. In 220 kV we have to do the disconnectors alignment, and 400 kV also disconnector alignments are there. So for disconnectors, what we are doing is that 220 kV we have done one disconnector alignment at our end, and 400 kV we have done one alignment at our end. We have done the this one, what I can say, that one tester, and we have submitted reports to OEM. We are waiting for the OEM confirmation, sir. Once we'll get the OEM confirmation, those people who are selected to do this alignment, those people will do complete alignment of this connector, sir. So this exercise will be done by next week. Then we will start the alignment in other isolators also.
So it's in essence a waiver from the OEM.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. And the breakers, the gases, the breakers and stuff.
Sir, the next point is the breaker. So breakers, the filling, the gas filling is still pending at the 400 kV. So we are going to do the jumpering works first over there. So 220 kV we are planning to finish jumpering first. Then we'll go to the 400 kV. We'll finish the jumpering. Then we are just looking for the vendor. We are looking for several options to fill the gas by considering the local and like South Africa and other experts, how we can bring and we can do the gas filling. Still it's under working, sir. So maybe by July, mid of July, we'll come to the solution for this breaker, sir. So because the jumper will take up to that period. And
no, fine.
Yes, sir. So
that's your answer.
Yes, sir. The one more is there, sir. Actually, the third point is SEDG. SEDG, we are finding for the local who is certified for the SEDG installations. We found few people in one guy in South Africa and one team in Namibia. We are in discuss with them. Mostly, we are trying to close to onboard those people to complete the SEDG installations. That update also we will give by this month, and sir, who is going to do that one. And coming to the ABB South Africa for PLCC and telecom, it's completely depends upon third shutdown and how the people, when the people will move and come here, sir. That's
the ongoing lockdown in South Africa, we don't see any confirmed, so we are unable to decipher the.
But that we will do. Those people are not required right now. When they require, we are in discussion with them.
That's for ABB for this.
Okay, right. Because I saw a letter on the other contracts. I have a feeling the ABB people may be like mobilized for the whole Northwest Grid project because they sit in every contract.
Yeah, I think we need to synchronize it, Mr. Lewis, because if they are coming for the whole project and they are coming within the same time, then it will be less of a burden to say they must come here, be quarantined for 2 days, do Kalpataro, go back, and come here again. it will be a burden. I think what the commitment from BPC is that the quarantine into Botswana can be lessened, can be managed and perhaps to be few days than what is expected when we engage the COVID-19 team. So what we need to find out from LNT is to give us their plans as to when they need these people and for how long and which are the people that are required, so that we can align this with all other project requirements and request them as the whole team. And once they are here, then they can be able to work on other projects and complete it.
George, that's exactly as I see it. Is they would like sequence. I mean, they know what they have supplied, and of course it depends on who's ready. But yeah, I think that's how we should try and work.
And who's the breakers?
Siemens.
Right, let's carry on.
This is the representation of 400 kV switcher completion plan. There are 6 items that has been left out. Already we have discussed. Equipment installation, the CB is left and the pantograph disconnector and our switches, because of the alignment and OEM supervisor issue, we are waiting. Equipment testing, once these 2 will be done, we are going to complete the remaining testing works. The grinding and termination works for lighting mast is already in progress. It is going to be completed. Why we have kept 30 July? That is the reason that one lighting mast we have to erect in the shutdown period. That is directly coming under the 132 kV line below the line. So the date is like that. Special and jumper installation will be done sequentially. Once we complete the 220 kV area, we are going to shift our focus on 400 kV and we are going to complete it. The relay testing works is already in progress. Only 10% remaining is there. We are going to complete it because the 10% will be done after the jumper installation or near to the completion.
Stability test. Yeah.
Because of the stability test and all. And the starter testing and cold commissioning work is 35% completed. Once we get out of this 220 kV, we are going to shift our focus to 400 kV and we are going to complete it.
Okay, all right. No, it looks realistic to me.
Yes, sir. Next slide is miscellaneous EMC works. The DG testing, because they have to come from South Africa, so we are waiting for their confirmation. MS Elgin.
What who next to come from South Africa?
Elgin is going to come for the final commission calculation. We installed, everything is done. For final commission, once they will come, we will do that.
We have started the labeling works in switchyard. That shall be done. And as I have
just Shabir, that triggered it in my mind. That absence of phase indication discs is unacceptable. It's part of your scope of work. The red, white, blue that you mark the bus bars and stuff like that. That has to be done. They have to be in place.
I will check it, sir, because really I'm not able to remember what contract says, but definitely we'll look into it. If it is there, we are going to do it.
Yeah, no, it's so I'm just saying, I think I went into print and I checked the price schedule as well on the bays, and it's very clear. It's with the labels, and don't tell me phase discs colors or labels aren't labels, because they are. So I'm giving it to you from our perspective. You can argue whether it's in the contract or not, but I'm telling you they have to be there.
Okay, sir.
All right, that's really what I want to convey. It's really important.
Right, sir. The lighting maceration will be done on 21 June. That is only one number. NGR reactor, the neutral grounding reactor, we have installed 60%. We are going to complete.
Just by the way, Shabir, that lightning mast that was damaged, what's happening there? Some like a machine ran into it.
Sir, for the lightning mast, see, the door was damaged, sir. We have informed to OEM, okay, sir, regarding the door. This was modification. He told it will be, it's just a GI material, it will be possible here. So after that, we have requested our power control to check for the rolling arrangement for the door to replace and do the modification for that one, sir. So we are just looking for the South Africa, if we get those materials, what the OEM has given to us. So we will do the modification and we'll replace with the new doors.
As far as we can see, sir, as an engineer, the damage is only a dent. So the dent can be, there is no structural and physical damage. So we can understand it. It can be done here locally, and we are going to deliver as it should be. So we are going to rectify it.
All right, and you refer to William quite often. Who's William?
Well, they wanted to say,
Will, not William, sir. We are actually, yeah, we will.
Normally, American accent, they will say we and LL. So, so will,
Okay.
we will, not William, sir. Apologies for that.
I'm not with you here. Just sorry. Who's
saying
William?
we will, not William. We will.
Oh, I see. Oh, we will. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
okay.
It's what's called English.
Yeah. Mr. Lyot, just one question. So I think I missed the point here. With the lighting mast, item number 3.
Right, sir. This is
why do you say we need 132 shutdown?
Because it is in the 400 kV switchyard. It is just directly beneath the 132 kV line. With the induction, they are not able to do that. With the induced current,
the line.
The line.
Oh, okay.
It's exactly
the existing line. Okay.
Actually, when we are doing that one, the induction is coming. Okay. So because of that one, they are unable to do that. So we stop at that. So when we do the shutdown, we'll erect the lighting mast. We'll put the earthing, we'll finish all the connections so that it will.
This atmosphere is very good, sir, because if you can see as an electrical engineer, every single conductor having a 1 meter radius of ionized air. That ionized air will connect through this.
More induction is there, simple.
No, logically we can say, because of this ionized air, this is neutral particle. It's always attract the ionized particle.
But then what I need to know is that on the area, what will happen during normal maintenance of the light? Is that on the area you will have turned the light? Is it the area where you
No. Once you change it to the LILO connection, you will never get the induction because you will get a big gap.
Okay.
Yeah, you are going to turn.
So that is the only one that we're talking about. There's
yes.
not any other issue.
No.
Anyway, sir, that will be grounded with the grounding grid. So current will always pass through the least resistance path, and the die will not be electrocuted or something will happen. And thereafter, this LCLM is having the motor mechanism. So the maintenance will be done on the ground, not on the top. So it will be just coming down in your reach. You can change the light bulb and it will go up. Correct me if I'm wrong, sir.
No, it's not going to happen anything. Once the LILO is done.
I've got the answer. Now,
yeah, that's right.
But I appreciate.
Okay. And moving ahead, the testing commissioning works that we have highlighted, just a representation in percentage format.
We are explaining in different places already.
So testing and commissioning, we said we are at about 49.5%.
Yeah.
So this was
in actual it is 56%, but in our schedule it is showing as a 49%. That I cannot do anything. But you can say 60% of the testing commissioning has been done. If you can go with the weightage also.
Okay. Except the fact that some of them they are on hold because of
the challenge
with the OEM.
Because of the Going ahead, the slide procurement, everything done. Just I have said 100%, and we have represented every line item, dates, planned, and actual. Okay. Financial says I'm thankful to George sir. Recently on 12 June, you have cleared our CPI invoices, and as of now, the both red are in dash dash, means nothing is outstanding to BPC as of today.
So all invoice paid by BPC.
Right, sir.
That's very good. That's very, very good.
Thank you. Thank you. I just want to obviously just apologize for the delays that we've had with the payments. We had a situation, and I can't sit here and say it will never happen again, but we wish that it doesn't happen.
We
So
hope
it's
and
a challenge that we have, and I think, yeah, some of this PC and we have to drop them out because, yeah, there's challenge with funding, and we don't want to pay for what we cannot afford to pay. But we'll discuss that when we get there.
Just one more PCN shall be accepted, and we'll get over with this project. Okay. Anyways, nevertheless, moving ahead.
Please,
sir.
You're on the financial status. I need now to get your cash flow.
I'll be submitting with the monthly report within 2 days, 3 days. The revised cash flow. Every month I'm submitting. I'll submit again.
Mr. George, it depends on whether you give them extension of time or not. If you don't give them extension of time, then you don't have to pay them.
Yeah, I think it's just on the normal scope and the PCNs that we
look at it needs contractually we need to talk. I'm just
that's coming
we are on the words, sir. Just I will go through. The next slide not need to discuss. Next slide, area of delay is a separate presentation that I'm going to start. The PCN only one, the shelter one is pending, that I don't know what will happen to it.
Yeah.
So we'll just leave it.
Yeah. Wait. For this one, so we want to ask one thing. See, we are almost completing that one. We are putting the stone. If you can give us the space where we want to put all the space so that we keep it.
Okay.
Yeah. Now we are putting all in part
one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will also call him. Yeah, he will be on Sunday. I discussed with him also. He will be on Sunday. We'll again coordinate on Sunday.
Okay.
Just I will go ahead with the second slideshow.
Yeah, first we'll keep it somewhere, sir. Yeah. Then we'll bring with the list and we'll show it to us.
We will have time with just one.
Why is Mr. Rajan quiet? Is he here?
It's not.
Bansal, sir?
Yes, sir. George, sir.
Oh, okay.
He's there, sir.
Oh, he's there. I thought you are no in the meeting. You have been quiet.
No, sir. Sir, everything is getting answered. There is no reason for me to speak, actually.
Okay.
No, that's a good answer. Shabir, just I mean you've skipped the last 2 pages, and you were referring to a second slideshow that made my heart sink. I'm not sure what that is, but what I think Dean and myself are saying is, look, we have to discuss, say, extension of time and money, and I think we've asked the BPC to set something up next week. So I'm I don't know. I want to almost like say that's what we're envisaging, because I don't think we certainly won't solve it here, and I don't think we would reach consensus. So I'm just saying that's our thinking. Because I can see
that's fine, sir. That's absolutely fine. There is no issue at all. But my only request is that we are looking for this meeting for a long time. Last time also, in the last monthly meeting also, we have discussed that subsequently we will have one meeting, but that meeting has never taken place. So now my request to you is that time has come. We need to sit together and resolve this issue, sir.
Let Shabir just quickly go through his presentation. It won't take him long. We can all absorb it, think about it, so that next time when we see it again, we can all put our minds. It won't take long.
All right.
Yes, sir.
He's prepared, so let him present it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Shall I present? Shall I give you? Just hold on a moment,
Yeah.
sir. Apologies for this. This presentation I'm just going to share with all of you so that we can, if there's a internet problem, you can refer the slides directly. So just give me one moment only. I'll just share. Just 1 second. Just 1 second.
Shai, are you here?
Yeah, he's here. Again, put it on mute.
We'll unmute only. We'll unmute only.
Shai.
Mr. Shai?
Yes, gentlemen. George.
Shai, can you start your meetings on Tuesday? Monday, I'm not available. I'll be on the road.
Noted, George.
So you can share those meetings, but starting Monday to Friday.
Include our meeting. You will include our meeting in the schedule. You will include our meeting in the schedule, or we are going to have on Tuesday. Are we going to have meeting on Tuesday?
But he will tell you the dates. It's an hour meeting. It's an hour meeting. It's
1 hour.
1 hour.
Oh, are we going to discuss today or?
It will be in 2 minutes after if you can do the accept.
I think, Dean, must we discuss today or must they share the presentation and then we have the discussion on Tuesday?
I think let him just go through it, Mr. George. You spent the time to prepare it. Let him just present it. We don't have to make comment. We can just absorb it, and then we can discuss it next week. Remember, next week we want to do all of them, eh? So it's going to be quite intense, but it needs to be done. So I think let him just go through it for 15 minutes. We can just absorb it. We don't need to comment. We can send it, and then we can reflect. But you're the client, Mr. George, so you can tell me to go to sleep, and then I will, because I'm actually quite tired.
If you will allow me, then we can start.
Yeah, you can proceed.
Okay. I'll just give you an overview. In this meeting, first I will go through what is the contractor's inference of their entitlement of EOT. Then we'll move ahead with the OSD portion. First, we'll discuss EOT, sir. What we did so far. This is the graphical representation. How we move ahead. We started our claim from July, and recently we have submitted the last letter, the General 6, which is a cumulative letter of extension of time and additional overhead compensation on 27th May. We have submitted 3 time extension letter and 6 overhead and force majeure letter. And apologies for saying the same, but we have not received an official response for any of them. So the contractor inference, according to the FIDIC, is all the letter is deemed to be accepted. Just an inference, not a conclusion. Moving ahead to the slides that this slide I have already discussed in my last meeting that has held on 5th of March, where I have showed the contractor EOT applicability till 31st March 2021. Thus, it is the same slide explaining in detail what we have gone through, how we have came to the conclusion and came to the inference of 31 March. Like we have started from March, and we have reported through different PC and documentation, monthly progress review meeting, monthly progress report, and the complete impact schedule has been shared to the client, EC, BPC, and PMO for their review in MS project format. On 16th August 2019 also, we have discussed the same, and EC PMO has requested to come up with a completion plan that we have already submitted till 14th of September. Then again on 20th September we have had a meeting of review meeting, and EC have instructed the contractor to make some changes. That is the inclusion of national holidays and all. So we have submitted the completion plan again on 16th of October. Then what the contractor is saying, the schedule what we have submitted on 16th of September was not a EOT schedule. It was just a completion plan, keeping in view of the progress rate of the contractor that can be requested by the EC according to FIDIC at any given point of time. The contractor has to produce with that. The impact schedule that we have submitted on 26th July and the project we have already discussed this on 5th March of 2020, and we have showed that the projected end date of this project will be 31st of March 2021. In the after discussing the same, the PMO has instructed if you really want to go ahead with this, you have to submit officially with a letter. Anyone want to say something? Okay. So, in conclusion, the point number 9 I want to highlight here. We have submitted. Hello. Okay. The revised completion date, which has been obtained by the revision of PCN affected materials or force majeure affected activities, which will be given to the baseline program, and it has projected the new revised date, and all of the intermittent milestone has been shifted to a new date. So for any implication of any sort of any LD of any of the penalties that shall be considered by the respected client shall be considered in accordance with the revised baseline schedule that should be taken by including this affected materials or items. Point number 10, we are saying that following the previous 9 point, we have demonstrated that the shift of the baseline program in monthly progress meeting number 24, and we have projected 31 March 2021. BPC PMO has instructed to submit the same through a letter. We have submitted on 23rd April with the time extension letter number 3. Officially we have submitted. With the March 2020 monthly progress report, the contractor has get an idea that the current COVID-19 pandemic is also influencing our project date. Then we have revised the program and we have submitted again on 20 April 2021 stating that the 31 March will be shifted because of this COVID-19 pandemic and the OEM service disruption and the national and international lockdown. The project completion date that the revised baseline is projecting is 16 June 2021 and the 3rd September 2021. However, we have submitted all sort of this MS project schedule in original format. We are waiting for the company and comments on the requested legitimate extension entitlement in accordance with the submitted impact program. This is the original critical path that we are showing, and the shift in graphical representation we are showing. This is the PCN impacted schedule. If you can see, if I can highlight here, just one second. The 31 March one, and if we go ahead, the PCN FM impacted, the force majeure impacted, the baseline finish date revised is 3rd September 2021. So in a short manner, with point number 13, just I want to share that we have in between the lockdown period, we have had a meeting also on Port May. EC has instructed again us to the contractor come up with your completion plan, and that shall be discussed on 7th May of 2020. We have prepared the same, and we have discussed on the 7th May that contractor with the current progress rate is projecting that the work he can complete by 31 of December 2020 based on the OS, the line availability. We will be ready to cold commission by 31 October and hand over by 31 December. However, we have already insisted the same again that this schedule is the completion plan. This cannot be considered as an EOT entitlement. Only the impacted baseline program, only the revised baseline program, keeping in view the affected items, can be considered for the extension of time entitlement, which is 31 March or 3rd September. Either of the case, wherever the BPC will come, that whatever the contractor submitted the program, they have reviewed and they are in agreement with the contractor whether it will be 31 March or 3rd September. That we have not gotten confirmation on our submitted schedule. Point number 15, we are saying that we have demonstrated from the above 14 points our legitimate in extension of time, that what we think of is from 31st March to 3rd September, which has not been driven from any sort of things. We are logically driven by the baseline schedule that we have just shared with the BPC for their review. It has not been shared over one time. We have shared 4 times. It started from April, then May, started from March, April, and May. 3-4 times we have shared the schedule in original format for the review, and we have just not got a comment, and we are under the impression that is deemed to be accepted. So contractor has proven the legitimate entitlement of the extension of time via the MS project, that is 31 March or 3rd September. So in accordance with the above EOT entitlement, for that period we are liable to get the additional cost compensation, and in accordance with the same impacted baseline, the contractor is rightfully entitled for the balance CPA claim as well. However, with the next slide, the contractor has internally discussed the same with internal management. We have had an internal review of every single letter, every single schedule that we are submitting. We have a contracts department for the same. We have discussed, and finally we have our higher management involved, Mr. Rajamansa and Rahul Sikasa. Both have been involved, and we have come up with a final discounts one-time fix. We are not going to ask you for 16 or 2020, like what schedule we have submitted on 5th March. We have submitted that we are going to finish 31 March, but we have also given a clause that this is based on the OEM supervisor availability. Today 31 December can become 31 March again, because depending upon the resource, depending upon the constant we face. But however, of all the fact, we are offering BPC or the client 9-month fixed additional cost compensation inclusive of the OSD and CPA claim, instead of the original 6 or 22 months of entitlement that we have submitted with the fact and proof with all the logic via letters. The total calculation that we have came up with the OSD final discounted final offer, OSD compensation discounted final offer with a 30% flat discount on the value, cumulative up to 1.948. However, if the company goes through the original entitlement of the contractor, for the 16th month only they have to pay 4.9 million, let's say, or 5 million, greater than 5 million for 22 months. So this is the final offer that we have submitted, and all the original program have been submitted long before, and we wanted to discuss for this. Okay, if all comes to in the same page, and let us go ahead with this final discounted price, so that after this 9 month, if there is any delay extended 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 months, we are not going to ask any single compensation from the BPC. We are just going to consider that this is the fixed amount we are going to get, and we are just to come finish the work and get out of this job. And if you want to discuss in the meeting, we can go through the ABCD in a separate document supporting file that I can present right now, or if you want to discuss it later, I can submit with the claim. That's it.
All right, thank you, Mr. Shabir. So, if possible, could you send us this presentation as well as all those schedules?
Just whatever we have submitted through emails, all the letters I'll compile in a folder in a historical manner. When we submitted, like I will submit this folder to you. I will just show you, just if you can give me a moment. The slide number 1. Sorry. This sheet I will make in a folder wise manner according to the letter wise, when we submitted, whether we have received any reply from EC side. All this I will compile in a folder. I will share with you.
Okay.
1 second, sir. I think there's some problem. Which? Here. Okay. So I'll submit all those, and details of the item that I already submitted with the letter. Just I have written here that the details of item, if you would like to know what is A, B, C, D and E, F, G, that we can show. But with the last letter, I have already submitted all of those with the original calculation Excel sheet as well.
Right.
So there's no comment from. You can say something.
No,
Okay, George sir has nothing to say about this. Okay, so we can conclude. Lutz sir, Dean sir, you can just advise us what to do next.
All right. Yeah, just send this to us. You wait for the chat with wait for the meeting request, and then we'll close this. I wonder if it's possible for the EC and Mr. George and BPC to have a 5-minute chat now.
So we can disconnect now, sir.
Well, I think Mr. George is with you, so how do I chat to him?
I think we can have a separate chat maybe Monday morning.
Okay, all right.
I'll call each other and discuss.
Okay. All right, that's fine.
Okay.
All right, so thank you very much. Well received. If you can send it all to us, I think it's 1:30. Let's close this meeting, and then I think at 2 o'clock we've got 2:02.
So the meeting, substation meeting is over, sir. So we can, with your permission, if.
Yeah. Unless anyone else got anything else to say.
No, sir. From our side, just we wanted to discuss the last OSD and EOT. That is already concluded. So.
Mr. Dean, what is the time for the next meeting now? Is it 2 o'clock for transmission line?
Yes, please.
Okay.
All right, anything further to say? Otherwise, we'll adjourn and come back. We'll recess for lunch and come back at 2 o'clock, 1400 hours GMT plus 2.
Yeah. Fine, Mr. Dean. Have a nice day. Bye.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Mr. Lutz?
Yeah. And I when the next meeting.
Unless if we need to. No, not necessary.
You can take the printer or it needs this too. You have a printer.
From?
Digital?
No, it's fine. Because we are still going to do the.
Everybody
We are still going to type.
We have to be here.
Sorry, I just need to find out the breaker.
So you have a complete. Yeah, register APV.
Yeah, I think I might have it online, but it's fine. I think for this meeting. Yeah.